Welcome back to Charisma Check, another great Thursday planned for you guys. My name is Brad, a.k.a. Shambazzle, a.k.a. the DM, the People's DM. Welcoming you back here for another great stream. We're going to do a quick round the table and reintroduce you to everyone, starting with Chyna Bigly on my left. Go ahead, Chyna. Why don't you introduce yourself to the fine people?
All right, I am Stephanie. I play Chyna Bigly, and she is a Gnome Bard who's about to get fucked.
Not literally, because that was
Ranquess. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Meg. What was that even? I play Tamasin, human cleric of Saloon, who is already fucked. Basically.
Yeah, that's true.
Not literally, also.
Hello, my name is Twain, and I play. Which character is this again? Faerun. He is a wood elf, level 4 monk.
I'm Brandon. I play Ranquess, no T at the end, as everyone calls him in the group now. And he is a half-elf sorcerer. Lost my mind for a minute there.
Of the Wild Magic.
Yeah, it's
Of the Wild Magic.
My turn. I'm Jones. I play Merkesh, the 4th level half-elf fighter, who is a dex fighter, and most people think we don't have a warrior.
Most people. That was one time 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago.
One time.
We do have a fighter in the party.
One time I ate a
sounds-
hot dog suggestively.
everybody
and still
sounds
going
super
on
hot
about
and
it, so
super
don't expect
sexy
that to ever
tonight.
get like that.
Okay.
And that is
It was
now
3
on
years
the
ago.
stream.
Yeah, and now on the stream, people now know about the hot dog incident.
I know what I'm doing.
She's building a viewership. Yeah.
Follow her on Twitter.
If we gain more followers, I can eat a hot dog live on stream. You
There
don't
we
know.
go. Well, hot dogs for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
You can subscribe now. The expensive kind, too. Not the shitty, 32 packs. We're talking 8-in-a-pack jumbos.
I think
fucking
that
premium shit.
I think that needs to be your new subscription pop-up when someone subscribes, just like Tamasin eating a hot dog.
That's right. That'll be the new subscribe GIF. It'll just be Tamasin slow-mo. No, let's
I'ma
not.
draw
wait,
that.
I don't know. We just check that before
And
we.
stopping.
Yeah, okay.
And the
Sorry.
channel
The
rating
line's
just went up.
approaching.
Parental
And
advisory.
we're banned from Twitch.
Parental advisory.
So, guys, we got a couple of really quick announcements. We're going to jump into the action tonight quickly as well. Like I said, I promised to you guys do some quick announcements at the beginning, go straight into a recap, and then right into session 2 or episode 2, season 2 Charisma Check tonight. So, very quickly, there's not a whole lot that's new, but we do want to wish our girl Megan, aka Tamasin, a happy birthday. It's her birthday
you got
today.
birthday
She's
candles.
20-something. She's
got
a real
birthday
true
shit.
grown-up. So, big happy birthday for Tamasin. I told her it doesn't mean that she is not up for killing, death, maiming, anything that's in my arsenal.
In fact,
just
I
because
could
it's
die
her
first,
birthday
we don't know.
really doesn't buy her anything. In fact, just the mention, and basically that's the end of the
That's it.
benefit.
I'm done.
Now shit's about to get real. So, in the last session, before I go there, go back here. One thing I want to put out to the community, we do have a subscribe button now, and we have a couple of people who've gone ahead and subscribed to us. Thank you very much for all your support. We have people who've donated to the stream as well, and that's great. We love and are very grateful for all of you. But our followers are equally important to us, and most importantly, we put a lot of work and heart into what we do. We really just want to get it out. We want to get people involved in the community and bring them in. So if the monetary avenue is not the right way for you and you really want to support the streamer, you like what you see tonight or any night on Shambazzle Games, please help us spread the word. That's the best thing that we can offer. That we can ask. That's the best thing you can do for us. Just help us get out there. Post it on Reddit. Post it on your Twitter feed. In fact, if you type !CC tweet right now, Seth, if you want to demonstrate that in chat for us, that'd be great. It'll give you a really easy pop-up click tweet that you can use to get the word out. Take a minute and do that for us. That would be fantastic. We can't tell you how much we appreciate your assistance in just getting people involved in the show and helping us get the word out, and hopefully they enjoy it too. So we've got a really fantastic and amazing community. !Discord to stay in touch with that community as well. So come on and be a part of that. Why wouldn't you want to be? And we got lots of great DMs and lots of great players who are always willing to share. So that's my plug for the show. Please help us get the word out. Really appreciate your support.
It's a shanty.
And with that,
It is a shanty.
let's jump into the recap.
It's a nice shanty.
In the last session on
we have
Charisma
to
Check,
jam it.
episode
Rock
1,
stuff and
season
everything.
2,
Like literally.
The team had just returned to Elventree and had enjoyed the festivities and celebration that really heralded them as the heroes of Elventree, their most recent heroes. Having not only secured the safe extraction of the Shadowvar prisoners, they had also worked to develop new relationships between the Shadowvar, the Circle of Nine, and the Harpers organization in the City in the Trees, the elven town of Elventree. The civilians of Elventree were so thrilled and so appreciative of their work and these new victories that they had won on behalf of the people that they set them up with permanent apartments there. They also declared them the Hand of the Harp, which makes them a very important extension of the Harpers organization in the stronghold in Elventree. Garrick, who's the military strategist who leads the Akvalar and the militant wing of the Harpers in Elventree, promised that they would have the assistance of the militia, any trade routes, any kind of travel or traversing that they were able to support with, they would have that at whim. Furthermore, Hilrad, who is an archaic arcanist, took the cue that Ranquess, Fun, and Merkesh led him onto, which is that they may have disturbed or somehow allowed some ancient evil to be somehow unearthed or at least unleashed in the underbelly of Hillsfar. Their only concern with that really being the new acquaintances and family and friends that they had remaining in Hillsfar, so they rushed an urgent message to help get them out or make them aware that this evil might be stirring.
That may have been
and
my
Hilrad
bad.
went to research this ancient evil. In the meantime, not only were the festivities in full swing, but they had become aware of a grand festival of performing arts, tale, and song called the Tail Spinners Jamboree. And this was taking place about a day's ride northwest near a town called Ulash. And it was a thinly veiled American Idol parody. It's great fun. Watch the episode if you missed it. But unfortunately, it was punctuated by a disastrous event in the end, as the entire circumference of the field sunk into a crafted sinkhole, causing not only the team members, our party, but all the innocent civilians in the area to sink and fall for miles. Barely surviving, they found themselves in the deep, secluded depths, the arid, dry, deep earth of the Underdark. They managed to survive for the most part, not without many civilian casualties, and they still remain in this deep,
But they did break our fall.
untraversed area.
I think I fell on a kid.
Tamasin, unfortunately, suffered a fairly traumatic event.
She's
As a
fine.
child she attempted to save, died in her arms, perished before her very eyes. So things have become relatively dire in the Underdark below the Hillsfar region. And that is where we will begin our session this evening. Now, just before we left off last session, one member of the team, our resident bard, Chyna Bigly, was noticeably missing. And just before we signed off, she awoke in an area that she couldn't quite distinguish, quite groggy, not restrained, but at least seemingly conscious. And the last words that she heard
Pokeball.
as she began to regain consciousness was a grisly, shrill voice addressing her. Good morning, little knight. And as your eyes begin to adjust to the harsh white light now pouring in around you, you struggle to fight away the blinking halo effect that's created by the field in your circumference. Again, the shrill but guttural voice fills the room around you. I have waited. Oh, I have waited so long for you, my dear. At last, my greatest prize is won. As you blink away the last tendrils of hard light, you begin to make focus on your surroundings. As best you can tell, your arms are free and you're not restrained. But the cold, damp stone beneath you seems real enough, and you're conscious. You seem to be on some sort of platform or plateau, and now you can make out another object on the stone landing. A pillar about 3 feet high, with some sort of small, glowing object hovering and rotating in a clockwise turn. Behind it, several shapes about a foot tall hover suspended in midair. And they hang there, just at about ground height. A shimmering barrier envelops the entire plateau, and it bounces back light from the outside, making it difficult to see anything beyond the field. You've made quite an impression on the world above with your false name. And now you will play for me, Chyna Bigly.
Oh, God.
What do you do?
All right, I'm going. Well,
Play, Chyna.
no, I don't.
What are you waiting for?
What am I? Yes. Well, what am I supposed to play with?
Use your eyes. You're on stage, darling.
Okay, can I see anything around me right now?
As you shove away the last halo and this odd blinding effect, you see that the item that's floating and rotating on this pillar in its axis is a set of pan flutes. Mm-hmm. They look fairly plain. As you kind of stand, struggle to your feet, brush off the dirt that's collected on the robes that you're wearing, the undergarments that you had worn, just some basic linens. Everything else is gone. And your harper pin is missing as well. As you reach down to the fold where you keep it hidden, you notice it's missing. This is the only thing that exists in front of you. And now with a sense of horror, you realize as you look past the pan flutes that the four objects hanging suspended in air represent oddly familiar characters. They look oddly, uncannily like your traveling companions. But they're made of these stuffed burlap dolls. Cross-stitched eyes and rough hair sewn in. Otherwise amorphous, body-shaped puppets. Again, the voice fills your ears. Play, Chyna! You must play!
I can't play in this clothes.
You
No.
will play!
I need something better to wear. If I'm on stage, I need proper stage wear.
You will play for me, Chyna Bigly! You will play! And with that, as you take a moment to try and collect your surroundings, we'll zap focus back
Chew on that for a
to the cataclysmic area where the rest of the party currently remains, tending to the wounded, engaging your current surroundings. Once the commotion and chaos of the previous events have settled in, you're able to finally survey your surroundings. And as best you can gather, you've fallen hundreds of feet through the depths in this twisting, black, arcing descent. You've landed in this pitch black cavern. The wall is a sheer descent for about 100 feet up and plunges into this subterranean water body that you found yourself in. About 30 feet up the wall, random erratic holes exist, natural holes that lead into blackness of their own. And an eerie greenish glow is emitted from natural moss that grows on clusters of stalagmites that erupt through the earth. The ceiling area that hasn't been caved in is peppered with stalactites that point downward towards a shoreline of fine silt and ash that opens into a winding path that leads away from the area. And this is the area represented right here. And allow me to just bring up the map here so that our viewers can see what we're looking at too. The water is still, and an uneasy quiet permeates the area, interrupted only by the sobs and moans of the wounded, the steady cadence of water dripping throughout the cavern, and the creaking of rock and shuddering of earth in the impenetrable deep. Every now and then you hear a as rock and shale are constantly settling around you.
First thing I would like to do, since I am still in aquatic form, I would like to take all the survivors in the water as well as the ones that were dragged up on that and bring them all over to a central location on the shore.
Okay. As you begin to make your way through the watery depths, your vision now coning into an aquatic form, as we discussed last time. The unfortunate terror of this is that most of them have stopped moving and have already begun to bloat as the water takes hold of their form, but you do manage to find 3 other survivors, 2 young females and a half-orc child that you manage to scoop up and pull to safety on a nearby rock. So you can pull them here. So you have 3 survivors that you manage to pull up. They don't need resuscitation, but they need your care as they cough up water and blood onto the rock shoal.
How hurt we talking here?
Sorry?
And
They
does the
could all
half-orc
use
kid look
healing,
familiar?
probably.
That's
They're
the
pretty
question.
rough, or at least some
many of them
medicinal
are
aptitude might help them at this point.
There's 3 of them on the stone that I have.
This half-orc kid, does he look familiar?
He does not. You have not seen this half-orc.
I swear to God, we're gonna find that kid. He's a dragon. I know it.
All right, so I take out the torches, all the torches I had left in my pack, which is 5 of them, and I put them all down and just cast a firebolt on them just to dry them and actually ignite them to get some warmth and
Okay.
start tending to them with just regular medicine.
Roll an
just
Arcana check for me, please.
Don't say
Natural 20.
Good start.
You manage to corral the flames, and it's not something you're used to doing, is reining back your power, but you manage to just create a radiance around, and you work the grounds, offering heat and dryness to these people. Go ahead and make a, if you're attending as well, make a medicine check with advantage.
Do I still have the 2 kids who were on the rock with me from last time?
Well, I was saying I brought everyone over, so.
Oh, everyone's
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
All right.
So you can make your way over there.
Medicine
Do that as well. But the 2 children that
With
you've saved are
advantage.
relatively
Yeah.
safe. Make it with
Let's not roll
advantage
that
one again.
for Ranquess's assistance.
Yeah, Merkesh is gonna help
17.
Tamasin swim across.
Sure. So we just transport
More
all the
broken bones
survivors
in
onto
person
one one happy little rock island.
There's plenty of room over here.
I rolled a 17 on the medicine check.
Fair enough. So you managed to stabilize everybody quite adeptly. Eventually, their sobs
I'm
turn
entrenched in
to
your smell.
quiet. It's not a settling quiet, though. It's probably something closer to shock, but for the moment, they're stable.
How many of them are there total?
You
5.
have secured 2 children.
5 total.
Yeah.
All right.
Ranquess has saved 2 female humans and 1 half-orc child.
All right. So.
So you've got 5 total.
All right. Then I'd like to use my channel divinity to preserve life, which is 4 times my cleric level, divided evenly among them, so it's not like awesome. 5 times my cleric level, so it's 20. It's 4 points for each of them, but it's something.
Okay. And in fairly short order, you notice that as you start to work around, you beckon for Saloon's light, and it's faint
Real
and
hard
thin,
because I'm underground.
and you reach, and you want to help him, and beg Saloon, but your stutter is starting to step in. Roll a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
I swear to God.
Does
Does not count.
It's a speech impediment that has plagued Tamasin begins to surface after a long time.
Wisdom saving throw?
Yes,
So that's with my proficiency bonus, right?
it should be, yeah,
I'm so.
for you.
That is a 11.
Okay. You managed to channel some of the healing light, but you have to spread it a little bit more thin than you're otherwise used to, as you do feel Saloon's presence, but it's like pulling on a thin thread that could snap at any minute. And you're not sure if it's literally the distance from any sort of foundation that allows you to channel the goddess's power, or if it's strictly the depths and the resonant barrier or interference that this place seems to be having. Fine. As you make your way to the shoreline, and you were looking for tracks last time, if I remember correctly. And
Yes.
I believe you managed to find some tracks that seem to lead away with drag marks. So, as best you could tell, there were tracks leading out of this seemingly the only exit in the cavern, and drag marks. So, a couple of sets of larger tracks, but still smaller footing than your own, and 2 lines that look like heels being dragged
Right,
out
yeah.
of the cavern. But if you would kindly make a medicine check for me. Actually, sorry.
Survival?
Yeah, make a medicine check for me.
That's 12.
Okay. You notice that the eerie green glow seems to be emanating from these types of moss formations that are peppered throughout this area. And you even get brave enough to get close enough and put your fingers around it. It doesn't seem to be giving you any adverse effect. In fact, it feels quite good on your fingers.
I don't have... Can I collect a sample of it to carry away?
Sure, roll a nature check for me, please.
Eat it. Eat the moss.
Nature.
Eat it.
That's a 6.
When in doubt, just chew on it.
6?
6, yeah.
As you pull it, it's moist,
never
feels
mind.
good on your fingers, and even your fingers are retaining some moisture in them. But as you try to pull the leaves through to collect a sample, they tear. And when it tears away in whatever way you were attempting to harvest it, seems to have damaged the leaf.
All right. Who's the next nearest to me? Has everyone been...
That's the three of us. I mean, we're on the
Yeah,
lower
we're all
end.
the island,
okay.
Not
so
me.
we're
Well,
still
I am
right there.
also...
You're easily within earshot.
Spoiler, not John.
Yeah, no problem. Very well. So I will take some up and spread on my hands. Maybe see if there's like any cuts or abrasions that are restored.
Yeah, you do find some cracking in your hands and scrapes where you've caught yourself and your feather fall down, or your light, whatever it is the monks
yeah.
do to not take damage when they're falling. Your light step as you
Yeah.
come down, you've managed to really highlight some of the cracks and contusions on your hand, and they do seem to close a little bit as you spread the moss around.
Well, I can't collect it because as soon as
Oh,
it breaks it, yeah.
right.
So I call out to my party over there that we may have some restorative plant life over here on the... Was
Go
that
ahead.
me? Hello over there on the island. I see your warmth. It's very inviting, but I also seem to have discovered something over here on this side of the Narrow. Some restorative plant life, fungal life. They seem to have healed the abrasions on my hands. Maybe we can use it on others.
That would be very helpful. So I'd start ferrying people back and forth because I'm still in aquatic form and you need all the help you can get not to sink.
Yeah,
More broken bones in
Either of
person.
you roll a strength check with advantage.
I got it. With advantage, okay, so that's a 13, and with advantage a 10, so 12.
So as Tamasin is cradling and just kind of ensuring the security of the wounded, Tamasin and Merkesh begin to ferry people together over, one at the top, the other at the bottom, keeping the children's head above water. And eventually you're able to relocate everyone to the soft sill to the shore here, closer to the moss.
Very well. These, right, yeah. All right. So I show them the area. It's this glowy green stuff here. If you break it, it seems to lose all its abilities, but while whole, it seems to restore health. And I show them my hands.
Is one amongst you adept with nature?
I
One of my
am...
things.
If by nature you mean stealth, yes.
Negative. Or have a generally high...
I got medicine.
I'm more than comfortable being the guinea pig.
You don't have to be
I will
proficient,
happily
but-
belly flop
Or
into
that
these.
wisdom?
These
I believe it's wisdom, yeah. Nature's wisdom?
Nature's intelligence.
Oh,
Intelligence?
nature's intelligence,
Yeah.
then no.
No one in
I
this
think I've
group is
got the highest
intelligent.
You probably
I think
do.
I've
Oversight.
got the highest intelligence, but I don't. I'm
And
sorry.
that's what we get for not bringing a ranger.
You may have the highest intelligence.
It's
'Cause
not
you
for
know-
me.
I do, but okay. So my nature would be +1.
Mine's +2.
Oh, okay.
So
Should I check
you
this?
can both attempt to harvest the...
should we
How
do it
about
with
you
advantage?
check
which
and
would
I
give
assist you with
Tamasin
it?
advantage. Tamasin, please roll a nature check with advantage as you finger through the foliage and try to determine where the roots
A
are.
1 and a 3.
Yeah, no, it's a 4 and a 3 actually.
Oh, wow, that's impressive.
So it's
Break all the
6.
freaking leaves.
Break them all.
Is 6
And-
sufficient to garner any sort of information?
Just-
You pull even at the base of the leaves, but they tear quite easily. Now at least you know that if you were to try again.
Doesn't look like it's working. I say we just dig underneath them.
There's currently there's a wealth of There's an abundance of this particular plant in the area, so there's more if you were to attempt, but it's not in unlimited supply.
How's my voice doing here? This is just for role
You're
playing
fine. You're fine to speak.
Guys,
Yeah, you can talk. It's just when you try to connect with your goddess to channel her power,
Something's blocking me.
yeah, there's something between
That's
the
just
thread
right.
and the
Okay.
and the stuttering, but it doesn't seem to be plaguing you persistently.
At the moment.
Just at certain times. Currently, that's right. Yeah.
Currently, I'm fine.
I'll attempt to use my sickle and sort of like just sort of dig up under and like
Okay.
carry a sample.
Sickle being a tool that is intentionally built for harvesting. Why don't you
Well,
go
yeah.
ahead and make a nature check with advantage? Because
Okay.
Tamasin and Merkesh now are.
Not afraid to touch
You've
the
got
board.
like, what is it, backseat coaches?
And that's an 18.
An 18.
Yes.
Now with the sickle, you manage to find the root of the plant, circumvent the leaves entirely, and heft a nice chunk of the plants away, and they seem to retain their moisture and ambiance about them in this greenish glow. So you manage to harvest 5 ounces or 5 partitions of this plant.
Okay,
What are you
so
doing with
since
it?
we know that there's some healing properties and there's 2 women that managed to survive, I'd like to get these 2 women to, bring the people who they can carry, like the children that are injured, over to the larger patch of this moss, and then start spreading it on them.
Okay. It does seem to have some moisturizing properties. It doesn't seem to be the best application of it so far. It just seems to be moisturizing.
I
Has
would like
anyone
to
tried
take
eating
my
it yet?
chance and eat a piece of what we just harvested.
I was waiting for someone else to do that.
I will eat a piece.
All
Okay.
right. Well, I'm right
Ranquess.
here if you start to die, so.
Ranquess, roll
With your connection to saloon.
Constitution saving throw.
roll a
try.
roll a d4 for
I'm
me,
really good
Ranquess.
at just regular medicine,
D4.
too.
3.
As you take a small portion just to sample it and take one for the team, as it were. The small portion that you take, as you ingest it, it feels like menthol in your mouth, and it's cool and
it's like
going down. It
this.
does make you feel refreshed, and you regain 2 hit points from that small sample, which will still leave you with 5 ounces, 1 ounce per treatment, we'll say, or
Right,
per application.
So you,
Well, nothing's happened yet, so I believe it's safe to eat. It's actually quite enjoyable.
what's it taste like?
Nothing.
Very well.
Oh, okay. So I also go over to the bush and just
We're just
no,
eating
not
the
not
bush.
understanding the methodology required for harvesting the leaves. I just lean forward and bite some of the glowing moss and just tear it off with my mouth, like a nice big mouthful, and chew on it.
Okay, roll a nature check.
Does it taste like nothing, like he said?
Roll a nature check. Because
That's
you're tearing off another chunk, right?
That yes.
with his teeth.
That's a 17.
Okay. There's not much left that can be harvested in this area, but you do manage to, after seeing Faerun work the roots of the plant, you manage to get your fingers behind a couple of clusters and pull them forward, and you pound it. Roll a d4. You die instantly.
I rolled a 4.
Don't eat the root. What'd you roll? 4. 4? You regain 4 hit points.
Okay. I don't overdose on. Okay.
And there's nothing else that can be salvaged in a usable format beyond what you've already harvested.
He's not
The
telling
children
you,
have
as you also
quietened
not
now,
see
and they
colors.
seem to be sobbing
Sound.
more controlled, in a more controlled fashion.
LSD.
There's one adult
I said.
human that Ranquess was able to assist, and they seem to be gravitating towards her on the silt, almost like a maternal figure, being the only other adult who's not armed, they're literally going to
bristling with
war
armor.
right now. So they've kind of seemed to have gravitated to her, and she's taken a bit of a maternal stance, but every now and then she glances at you, and she just has pure uncertainty in her eyes.
All right.
She's trying to be strong for these children.
So now's the
Huddle.
question: do we
Boys.
bring them
Yes.
with? Do we leave them here? Come back?
I
children,
think
we
they
can't bring
may
them
be
in.
safer here.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can mark where they are? Someone has to have noticed that half a town just collapsed.
Well, what I think we should do is on one of the island things that exist underneath the open chasm is create some kind of signal fire there so anyone above knows that they're survivors, and then we leave them here. And we go get my bard back.
Yes. Also, I have questions about that, but it sounds like a solid plan.
Agreed.
while still having my aquatic form, I would like to collect every body that I possibly can to pile it onto one of those.
Funeral pyre.
Okay. Roll a strength or an athletics check for me.
When you don't have
As
wood
you
to
dive
burn,
again,
dead bodies
feeling the
is
last of your
great
aquatic
fuel.
enchantment.
That is a 12.
Holding strong. You can probably at best collect 2, as horrible as it sounds, female-looking bodies who are a little more slight, and that you can pull up through the water.
Okay,
Or
and
one average.
I put them onto the child that already died on that.
Okay.
And then I swim back and
I have
cast
nothing
a
to-
fire
Everybody else
bolt.
roll a wisdom. Actually, everyone roll a wisdom saving throw. As Ranquess surfaces on the rock and piles up the bodies.
14.
23.
23,
14.
14,
10.
10,
11.
11. You do what you can to stomach this grisly sight, recognizing it as a necessity. You've seen some things now, and as difficult as this is to bear, you do what you can to shoulder the weight of what you're envisioning. As Ranquess piles the bodies and uses his arcane energies to ignite them. Fortunately, the stench intermingles with this arid, dank deepness, and you manage to avoid the scent of the bodies, and before long it's just a burning mass, and that allows you to disassociate enough to go on about your business. And we'll pause the action right there as we wheel back to a chamber elsewhere in the Underdark where Chyna is wrestling with the sight before her. You can refuse to play, Chyna Bigly, but eventually you will break. Speechless? That's against everything I know about you, Miss Bigly.
Well, you don't know very much about me, really, do you?
How about we start here? You have forgotten yourself. You've forgotten your name. You are Little Knight. Why have you forsaken your lineage? You are the most precious. And you have thrown it away. Why?
Well, when one comes and destroys one's home, it's not quite easy to keep the lineage up, is it now?
I suppose. But that is no reason to leave everything behind. My home, too, has been destroyed. And I have made my own empire. You will learn from me.
Oh, can you play? Are you a bard now, then?
I have you for that, Chyna.
Well, then I have nothing to learn. Best let me go.
Play.
I won't.
Play.
I'm not touching your instrument.
You are
Fight a
defiant, and you always have been, but you will eventually break. You will pick up the pipes, and you will play.
Highlight reel.
You don't see it now, but you will.
That's a hashtag.
Back to the chasm as the team begins to collect in this narrow walkthrough.
Well,
All right. Can I address the elephant in the room? Does anybody have the slightest idea why a small army of Drugar just pulled a half of a festival down into the ground to capture our bard?
I'm assuming this has something to do with that wanted poster. The last time we encountered Drugar.
Well,
Yes.
it just means that we need to get her back.
That's great. What are we walking into?
A bunch of things that will soon be dead on the edges of my blades.
That's profoundly helpful. Thank you.
well, based on these tracks, they're not too much larger than we are. And since they didn't cover their tracks, I imagine they're probably haste was more important than discretion.
Well, the more time that passes, the less likely we are to find her alive. So I'd say we gather our strength, take a little rest, like a short one, and then get on our ways.
On that note, good segue. Given the time that you've spent just tending to the wounded and surveying your surroundings, spending some time harvesting, you will have earned a short rest. And any benefits that go with a 1 hour. short
This is the
rest.
first short rest where our bard cannot play us a song of rest, and this is unacceptable.
That is correct, unfortunately. If only she had
I
made
have
you a mixtape.
I have a shitty pair of dirty pipes in a globe and a bunch of Voodoo dolls.
Speak up.
Oh.
Just because I can be
Into the microphone.
on your mic, Chyna.
Okay, so that's not bad. That's a
Bird
9
it
and
up.
10. That's good.
Ah.
That's a lot of
I
hit.
still
All right.
hurt.
So as Fine kneels and begins to consider the tracks more carefully, as I mentioned, they seem to be a couple of heavy-set footprints, larger than your own. Oh, sorry, not quite as large as your own. And 2 drag marks that lead off into the depths beyond this cavern. If you choose
Can
to
I
follow.
forage ahead a little bit while everyone else is kind of resting?
What's that?
Well, we all achieved
That
a short
all
rest.
happens
yeah,
together.
yeah, okay.
So you got your short rest.
Well, then I'll say there are some tracks I may have mentioned leading out of this cavern. Maybe those heel marks are Chyna's.
So, get back, Chyna. We're all aligned in this. Let's go.
Agreed.
Okay, so the first
So
thing
you're the one following the tracks. I'd say you take point. I'll go up behind you, followed by
Me.
the heel bot and no T.
before everyone starts to go,
can't
as they
feel
walk past
anything.
me, then I'm going to press the digitation to dry their clothing so that they're not going to have any
Thank you.
dampness and
enough.
awkwardness.
The chafing was.
And then, since I'm last in line, while they're all making their way up towards the tracks, I'm going to go over and do the same for all the survivors and light them a small little fire themselves.
Definitely adding a great sense of comfort. They are very appreciative. The children are still sobbing, burying their face in this one human woman's clothing. It's like it's just like she's corralling these children and just doing her best. And
I look the human woman in the eye and say, I'm Ranquess, don't worry, I'll come back for you.
How old is this
so.
half-orc child?
Look you.
sorry,
How old is this half-orc child?
the half-orc child is, if we were to translate to human years, which roughly translates to half-orc, probably about 11 or 12.
So he's like a fairly big kid.
Not that big. He's pretty slight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to approach this kid,
Okay.
and I'm going to bend down to him and be like, listen,
He's definitely better muscled than the other children.
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, listen, you need to protect everyone from anything that comes until someone comes to help. We'll be back for you. Until then, and I reach into my boot and I pull out a dagger and I hand him the dagger with the hilt side towards him, and I'm like, you need to protect everyone. And actually, in order to help you, I'm gonna give you something special. And I reach around looking for one of those Harper pins that we were handed out, and I pull out the Harper pin and I'm like, this will keep you safe.
You did not accept
You
the
didn't take
endorsement.
one.
I take it from him then. Actually, you know what? I take out.
You can have mine
wait,
for the
I
love
have,
of
I have
God.
something for this.
Okay.
I take out the small silver locket that I keep with me,
Okay.
and I'm trusting this kid to hang on to it
Bad track record.
Okay.
Just saying.
and tell him that it'll keep him safe, and I will be back for it.
Roll a perception check with advantage.
God damn it, Merkesh, stop giving away your belongings.
That with advantage perception, that is a 21.
His fear instantly melts away, and he brushes wet tears from his cheeks, but he puffs up and he just looks at you and nods, and he holds the locket close to his chest. He takes the dagger gingerly and he flexes his hands around and he says, I will protect them
Your name, boy.
and your treasure.
What's your name?
Rookie.
Rookie?
Rookie, sir. He's got little fangs that are just starting to protrude into adulthood, but he musters his most menacing sneer. And he assures you that he'll do everything he can to protect everyone. Just like you.
Merkesh. I'll be back for you.
I'll be here, Merkesh. We'll be safe.
I have another weapon if they need more. A spear, pointy eye.
I've
Stick him with the
crossbow,
pointy
too.
side.
I think Rookie could keep everyone safe.
Right.
I'm trusting this kid.
Shall we get on with it then?
Keep that amulet, keep that locket safe.
I will, sir.
All right, let's go.
And as you make your way, having calmed the situation and even equipped them to defend themselves if needed, you find the tracks again and zero in. Now you're kind of recalling those times in the Cormanthor Forest where you were able to weave through and find tracks and carry trails. And even though the setting here is dark, it's abyssal, very different from anything you've experienced, you manage to just focus in on those trails, and it takes you out of the cavern into a deep hallway. Even your dark vision is having trouble adjusting to the light here. Are you still?
I'm still lit up.
Still bagooshing?
I'm still bagooshed.
Okay. As the emblazoned holy symbol of Saloon begins to illuminate the caverns ahead of you, but the radiance begins to shrink a little bit, and every now and then it flutters as you struggle to maintain your connection to Saloon. But it gives you enough light at the moment. Roll another survival check for me, fine.
Now,
with
the rest of
advantage.
us, have we seen
With
this light
advantage?
flickering? Have we seen the light of
You will
Saloon?
definitely notice that the illumination from her light spell and her holy symbol is a little less aggressive. Which
That's
is probably
11.
thankful at the moment because it
I'm
might
a
be causing
gigantic
some
glowing
migraines
geek.
otherwise. What did you roll, sir?
11.
An 11? Okay. As you spend about 20 minutes trying to navigate, you lose the tracks. But you manage to find, you keep your hand on the left wall to drag you around. And over time it opens up into a cavern. And you see the soft silt ash shoreline. You see Ruki. And you see the survivors as you realize it's somehow wound you back in a circle. But this time, you do see another path that you missed the first time.
Okay.
Look around. It seems to be your only other option.
Then I'll take it.
Okay. As Fawn just kind of looks back, regards you, you notice that it's wound you back in a cyclical format, but he seems to pick up on something else, and you now
Let's try that
navigate
again.
further. You come to a grander opening that becomes bowl-like, and these rock, like crushed rock stairs lead down into a lower platform. Roll another survival check with advantage for me, please.
That's 19.
19. This time, you manage to find the same trails. They pull, and you're like, okay, at least it was your only option, but it looks like you've managed to find, even though the silt and muck, the arid muck that you were using to trace the tracks has gone, now you see the crushed rock disturbed and cascading down where somebody obviously traveled this way. And it leads you into a narrow funnel. And you can only cross through this area in single file. And as your hands begin to lead and the illumination of Saloon's light begins to bounce off the sides of the wall, it's very rocky, shard-like, broken bits of rock. It's fairly treacherous as you begin to press yourselves through and shimmy. And everybody roll a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Not everybody.
I didn't do very much better.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
If you rolled over 10, you suffer 1 hit point of damage as the rocks dig into your hands and begin to cut across your chest. If you rolled less than a 10, you take 2.
Okay. That's fine, she says.
Fine, one more or another survival check with advantage for me, please.
Oh, dear.
Survival check. 6.
A 6?
Jesus.
Yeah.
And we're led back to the cavern where we was.
You push through a smaller area, and now the end of this tunnel funnels down into a small enclosure, and through it you can see that it goes on, but the interior is thick with intricate webbing and this dense, it's not like fine spider webs, it's like a dense funnel web that leads further into the area.
I'm feeling a little anxious about this.
What do you see?
What's up there?
It's a very thick webbing,
Ew, like spider?
not unlike spider webs, but thicker.
Well, if there's
Generally, they don't like fire.
if
May-
there's
may-
one
may
thing
have
I
a
know
try?
about spider webs is they're highly flammable.
Can I have a try?
Yes, please.
I make my way to the front and
Okay.
cast a firebolt straight
As you guys
through.
shimmy to let Ranquess through, cast a,
Firebolt.
I thought I said ball, and I was like, no. I
Level 4. Don't have that yet.
No fireball.
Okay. So the firebolt courses through and easily singes. And as it flies through, you hear it. And the skittering.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
of
this is terrible.
claws
Everything
against
about this
rock.
is terrible.
Roll another survival check with advantage for me, please.
14.
Okay. This time, you notice that just as you're kind of peering down to look through this opening, you notice that in the darkness, something that you've missed, there is a rock outcropping that seems to be shielding another cavern that goes off to the left and around. And you've also noticed that you've picked up the tracks again leading to this outcropping now that you've kind of refocused, and the illumination from the firebolts has given you a little bit of better line of sight to this. But the drag marks have stopped, and you also notice that one of the sets of footprints seems to be becoming deeper, or they're setting deeper in the ground. Still 2, maybe 3 sets of footprints side by side. The smaller tracks have finished, and one begins to get heavier in the muck and the ash.
Right. Which we seem to assume means
They stopped
Chyna
dragging.
was being carried now. Sorry I missed this the first time, but the fire definitely helped with the...
So as we
Everybody roll me a perception check as well, please.
Perception.
yeah, that's not gonna cut it.
Oh, that's
8.
8?
23.
23?
15.
15?
17.
17. You both notice something as Fawn draws your attention down to the tracks and explains that it's likely that Chyna was carried or hefted up at this point. As you're looking down, you notice something. You're closer based on your check, just kind of examining. You do see something struggling, glinting in the muck. Just glinting against the light of your emblem.
I pick it up.
As you reach down, you recognize the symbol of a harper. As your thumb brushes away the muck
We went this way.
of the harper pin.
Hey, Smalls left us a trail.
Yes, that's what I did.
Or it got knocked off of it.
Either way, we know which way we want to go.
Okay.
Agreed. We're on the right trail.
We're going the
Everyone start going that way. I'll keep an eye on this hole back here.
Okay.
And I'm going to tuck this in my pouch.
Okay.
So proceeding 1,
safety.
2,
Yeah.
3, 4.
As Ranquess takes rear guard, you duck under the outcropping into this dark tunnel as Saloon's light again begins to fan out and open up your vision. It now opens into a large, high catacomb, and roll me another survival check with advantage.
Ooh, nice. Survival, 21.
Okay. And this large bowl-like shaped room with this purple black stone encasing everything around it, stalagmites bearing down. It funnels into one end, branches off slightly to the left, and then comes to a stop about 20 feet in, and the tracks stop.
At that ending of that path? Well, tracks don't just end, so does anyone have an idea maybe
Well, if the
through a
tracks
wall
just
or-
ended,
Is
I
there a
mean,
wall?
we should probably try and see if there's some type of tunnel or access panel that moves or some kind of secret
In
door, for
all-
lack of a better...
everywhere. Wall, ceiling, and floor.
I agree.
Quick question: what time of day can we ascertain roughly this
You
is?
have no idea.
Yeah, we don't know how long we were on the ground for.
Totally interminable right now.
Okay, then for now, I'll use the third per day that I can use of my wand of magic detection.
Okay.
So I'm going to use the third and final charge for a day, but I don't know whether it's recharged another one.
Yeah.
I won't know till I try it for a fourth time.
That's
but
true.
yes, I'm going to use that and look around the room to see if I see anything that has any hint of magic to it.
Okay. As you raise the lens and scan the area, the end of the passage absolutely illuminates with a glowing blue light, almost in an arch-type fashion.
I believe I found their exit. Magical door.
Whereabouts? We can't see it through the. He has to.
It's
look
shimmering.
at the
To
thing.
you guys,
Oh.
it looks like a rock wall. To you, it looks like just a rock wall that is illuminated.
All right.
Okay, so since he says it's magical, I would like to approach this rock wall and try and put my hand through it, as I don't believe it's a real wall. We've encountered this shit before.
And as certain as you are, as you see Merkesh raise his hand towards the rock wall, it sinks, and you feel nothing but air.
I would like to walk through the wall.
Merkesh disappears into and through
I
the
will
stone
follow
wall.
I'll take a second, yeah.
You follow?
Ranquess, are you coming?
Slowly, and
Alright.
I'm going to take one more look behind us and carefully walk backwards while entering it.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me.
That is 11.
Seems clear, as best you can tell.
Perfect.
As Merkesh backs through, the last one of the party to enter.
Ranquess.
And as you step into this chamber, I require a change of music.
Don't judge. Most dungeon masters are like grandfathers in so
As
much
you
as they
step
can't
through the
remember
rock wall, you emerge into a dark circular chamber. You notice a 3-foot plateau raised in the center, and at this point, let us remove the top sheet, I think. Merkesh, if you can just slowly... Yeah, that's the one. As you emerge through,
Entering from
you come through there, exactly. And Chyna now makes an appearance in the center here.
Found you.
Can we see her?
As you emerge through, you see in the middle, hobbling in the middle of this plateau, absolutely, surrounded by a brilliant opalesque barrier, is your companion, Chyna Bigly. Your eyes are suddenly drawn to 4 hovering luminescent globes that spring to life, surrounding the area and lighting it from about 100 feet in the air. And a voice that seems both shrill and gravelly at the same time greets you. Ah, the interlopers. You have kept me from what is mine by fate, and I have set for you the perfect stage. Just as our dear Chyna loves the limelight, I too enjoy a good performance. You see, Chyna?
God, we're so screwed.
We are meant to share one another into eternity, and you will play for me. You can now make out that the voice is coming from an overhang of rocks, about 60 feet up high on the north wall, that fashions a crude viewing area. And in there, you can see, we'll put these 2 tokens there for me. Pass those down.
I friggin' grimy. I knew it.
I was waiting for it. It's not grimy. You see a gray, blue-skinned gnomish creature grinning through yellowed teeth. He's flanked by a taller, robed individual whose features are shrouded from view. Your love for this stage outshines your love for me, Chyna. But that will change when you're ready to take your place by my side. Your friends can take their bows and exit stage right. Until then, let the show begin.
Can they hear me if I yell down to them quickly?
They can.
Okay, leave. Just leave. Everyone should just leave. Run, go.
And before you can make any sentiment, the rock wall behind you, as the illusion drops, closes and forms a shield, blocking your exit. The shrouded figure waves a slender hand, and the rock fingerling closes against itself. Beyond the cavern, 5 openings begin to form and appear, and 5 distinct passageways lead into the cavern.
Oh, good.
And we'll roll initiative, please.
Am I as well?
Yes, you are.
All right.
Okay, this is the one that counts, so we're gonna use a different die.
Question. Do I still have only 1 hit point?
Sorry?
Do I still have 1 hit point?
Middle of the pack.
You've had a long rest, or short rest.
Short
You've had a
rest.
short rest.
Okay, so
So
I
go
can
ahead and use your hit die, whatever you want, and you get anything back that you would get from a short rest as well.
Right, can I bardic inspiration? Can I do Song of Rest on myself for that?
Yeah.
When I died,
can,
she healed
can't
me.
I?
That was a big
Song
deal.
of Rest counts for me.
You refuse to play.
I can
So
sing.
really, one was
I
enough.
have 1 hit die remaining.
Okay,
One was
never
I'll allow
mind.
it. I'll allow
No,
it.
it's fine.
I'll allow it, but you will have played for.
No,
I got
I
super
didn't
for
do
the
it
voice.
Hit die, I
then.
rolled a 9 and a 10.
Then it didn't
No,
happen.
character
like,
I
tries
okay.
thought
to
that might be a deal breaker.
Nice.
Chyna.
Wait,
Oh, you
I
haven't
didn't
rolled
even
yet.
roll it
Tamasin.
18.
18. Fine.
19.
19. Merkesh. Or sorry, Ranquess.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Nice. Merkesh.
13.
13.
I also rolled 13.
Roll off, lady and gentlemen.
That's 12.
4.
Chyna
that's how
follows
that's gonna go.
Merkesh.
That's all right. I'm one
And from
hit.
4 corners of the room, you see.
I have
Why
13.
did I do this way? Give you these, and we'll put those there, there,
Yeah, I
there,
have to melee.
and there.
That's the only thing I can do.
And these are giant, gangly, hairy spiders that emerge from a column here. As they enter the space in their odd, misshapen way, one of them immediately begins to scale the wall. As 4 not mirror-like, but similar blue, gray-skinned gnomes in this perverted fashion, very much unlike the ones you've traveled with and have known, in their dark, sniveling way, begin to creep forward, and they begin to bring blowguns to their mouths. But before they can act, Ranquess will lead us into combat.
The 2 closest to us, I would like to cast Firebolt at the one on the left, and then use 1 sorcery point to twin the spell, and hit the one on the right as well.
Firebolt. So
Firebolt.
that's going to be which 2?
The 2 closest, yep.
These 2?
Yep.
All right. That's K1 and K2. Yep. That's one.
That is one.
Okay, perfect. Gotcha. Firebolt away.
And I'm going to use Tides of Chaos to gain advantage for it,
Okay.
because I really want to hit them. Which is good. That is a 21.
21. All right.
Yes.
As Ranquess springs into action, he dives low and his arms go out to the side. You see him coalesce this fire energy, and 2 bolts blast out to the sides. Go ahead and roll your damage for me.
Am I rolling separate for each, or am I rolling just the one, right?
It's 1, yeah. Just 1.
Yeah, this one looks good. That is 8 points of fire damage to
8.
both.
Good roll. Proper.
Okay.
Hopefully that made them swallow. No
This
movement.
spider climbs. Sorry, this one here is going to make its way immediately straight across.
No.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. As the barbs on the end of its hairy legs dig, kicking dirt up as it
I hate it so much.
makes its way in a
Everything about this is
speedy
terrible.
fashion towards you.
I think I
And
might
that will
have
take
burned
us to
his
Faerun.
children.
Yes.
He looks angry.
Very good. I
Yes,
will.
yes, the performance begins.
Sorry, did you strike true on both? Very well. I will approach this one first.
Go ahead.
Come around that way. And I'll do a crossbody strike with my quarterstaff.
Okay.
A natural 1.
That is a miss.
That is a miss. Very well. I will then continue movement over to here.
Okay. With your unarmed.
Unarmed strikes.
As Vaughn fearlessly makes a beeline towards this giant gaping spider with pincers that gnash at you as you approach.
And that is 15.
18?
Sorry. 19 to hit.
19's a hit.
And there's 1d4. And do 6 points of damage.
6?
Yes. And I believe I still have movement. I will attempt to get
I'm pretty sure you do, since you have
Yeah.
like 50 feet or
I
something.
will.
stupid.
I'll
But you
use
will
a
suffer an
lapse.
attack of opportunity because you use
everyone
mobility on your first. Oh no, yeah, that counts as a target. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
I assume so. Now these both. I don't.
Yep.
Mobile.
Perfect.
That's fair. Yep.
Yes.
Be mobile
And I will
without mouth.
use
Ask if he
the
has
rest
no
of remainder of my
The answer is yes.
movement to get as close to Chyna as possible.
Okay.
I'm in the how far?
As you make your way around here, presumably gaining some distance from the giant spider that you just uppercut in the
Yeah.
fucking chops, make your way over here. And as you kick up towards the platform, this opalescent shimmering barrier just stops you. As your hands, you can see inside. And what you
But
see
spider
is
ignored you.
Chyna standing before a blue, slowly
No, that guy's
rotating
why the spider
set of
ignored
pan
me.
flutes. And these, you're stricken by the image of 4 rag dolls that seem to be suspended in space. One looks like you.
Chyna, are you all right?
You can hear him.
Well, sure.
Define all right.
I woke
Surprise.
up in
Unharmed,
a,
Unharmed.
given the
I-
circumstances.
I mean, I decook my clothes, so that can sit on that for a little bit.
Well, hang tight. We'll get you as soon as possible.
All right, and that's about all the time the conversation you have time for. As this this Svirfneblin, this deep gnome, you see him close his eyes and open, and his image begins to flicker and shake, and he becomes impossible to really focus on. But he moves forward.
Everything down here.
Yeah.
20, so he's got 5, 10, 15, 20
This would be 20.
right here.
Or this would be 20.
And
He's already moved sideways.
on 20. He's going to take a shot at Ranquess as he loads something in the blowgun and hefts it as hard as he can towards the direction of the fire. Disadvantage. And a small dart just whizzes by and sinks off the rock in the background. And that takes us to Tamasin.
Shield out.
Shield out.
And I'm going to go. Hold on, I have to move. There.
Okay.
Not really do much of anything, but I am gonna draw my mace.
Just speak up a bit.
Sorry, I'm gonna just draw my mace.
Yep.
And that's all I can really do at this point.
Don't
I
forget
think.
your one trick.
Are you casting?
Oh, what, the magical thing that I can't do because I'm in the fucking dark?
You didn't even try though. I mean, come on.
I could.
Bagoosh is still up though, right?
Bagoosh is still up.
Right.
Okay, alright. 2 spell slots, but okay, I will try to hit him with a guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt?
First level.
With guiding bolt, you said?
Yeah, guiding
Okay.
bolt.
That's a dex save for me, is it?
No,
it's
it is
okay.
just
No, it's a-
straight.
Gotcha.
6. 15?
Let's get 2. A 15 is a hit.
All the d6s.
Just 4. 17. 21.
21 damage.
Yep. Yeah.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Hate everything. Okay, this dice.
You chose this.
I did. That's a 1.
Oh no.
As you summon Saloon's
I did choose
light,
this.
she
This is all
sparks
my own fault.
in your distant memory, and you manage to pull some of her radiant power and reach forward, beckoning as the cackling white energy comes down. It fizzles in the middle, but it does manage to slam into this
Yeah.
gnome,
Gonna
and
happen.
despite his resistance, it flattens him to the ground as the light begins to burn away at his corpse, ending him thoroughly. So we can remove that one.
Yes.
Just when it's bad
Excellent.
things.
And that will
Yeah.
take us to Merkesh. Chyna, you're on deck.
Excellent.
Now this aura of energy surrounding the thing. Do we see? Can I see where it's coming from? Is there some kind of power source somewhere?
Roll an arc. If you want to investigate it, it'll take an action. But immediately, nothing strikes you.
I'm going to use an action to investigate to see if like there's somewhere it's coming.
Okay. Roland, do you have something that would contribute to that?
Well, I was going to ask, when I entered the room, would I have seen it? Just this is for my next turn.
All
I'm
you
not
could see
obviously,
was
I can't
the
say
blue
anything
glow
now
coming through
because
with
because
the
I do
wand.
have the wand that I walked
Yeah.
through the wall with it and all that, so it'd
Anything
still
else
be up.
would have funneled through this area, but all you could make out was just the glowing of the illusion.
I will take my action to try and discern if there's some
Okay.
energy source powering the
Roll
shield.
an Arcana check.
I am not proficient, but I am smart, so I will try that. And that is a 3.
A 3.
I'm gonna use lucky,
Okay.
Do it.
and that is a 4.
Wow. All right. You, as best you try, you
Wait.
try and draw
Oh,
on
for
anything that you've seen.
Call on your deity.
Are you gonna
I
do
can't,
it?
can I use Can I use multiple luck points in the same roll?
I don't believe so.
Okay, then
Let's say no for now.
No, I believe you have to take the new roll.
I.
Decide which roll you take.
Okay,
But
so
you
I'm gonna
could
take
use
the 4
DM's
instead of the
inspiration
3.
if you have one.
Oh wait, I was awarded inspiration.
I believe you were.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna use that,
Okay.
and I'm gonna use a different 20-sided die because these
Yeah.
two fail,
Okay.
and that makes it an 8.
Okay. Still unable to really discern, no matter how hard you focus on this radiant energy. You're trying to draw on things that you've seen friends of yours who command the arcane arts do, and you just can't really line it up. You look up to the side and you don't really see anything. You don't see any of these gnomes doing anything. The spiders certainly aren't
I'm going to then use my movement
Bonus
to.
action movement.
I'm going to use my movement to get in between Tamasin and the big giant spider.
Okay.
So I'm going to move like over here to like keep it away from her.
Okay.
And my bonus action will be nothing.
Okay. As Merkesh chooses movement and investigation of the arcane arts, and that will take us to Chyna.
Well, had I found it, I would.
All right, can I those
The
body
puppets?
bags that look like them? Can I like go over to them and touch them at all?
You can.
Are they like near me enough that I can do?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to go up to the one that looks like Faerun because he's the closest to me and he can hear me most likely the best.
Okay.
And I'm going to take out my dagger. I'm going to say, Faerun, tell me if you can feel this. And I'm
Roll a 20 for me and accidentally chop his head off. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
and I'm going to like do a little nick on the arm of the.
Well, first of all, as you go to search for a dagger, you do not have
You're
one.
gonna have to bite it.
Okay, I'm going to bite the
Okay.
bag. Yes.
It tastes dry. The straw sticks in
Yes.
your tongue.
Highlight
but
reel.
otherwise-
I'm
Yep.
going to bite the bag.
Now, definitely one for the highlight
Also
reel.
what she
Feel
said.
free to clip that,
The
folks.
bag.
Roll me a perception check, however.
Okay.
And that's an improvised weapon.
That is definitely an improvised attack. The gnome bites the bag. The human
Gnome
warrior
bites the
goes
bag.
down.
She's the right height.
One thing that does pique you as you walk by is you feel, as you walk by the spinning pan flute, the pan pipes, you do feel some radiance, and they seem to react to you. But that's it. Is your intent on the puppets ahead?
All right.
I'll still give you your action, but you're running out of time in this turn.
I'm gonna throw a dart at.
it.
No darts.
Play Chyna.
Not okay. I'm going to ignore him. I'm going to throw a dart at.
You have no
the-
darts.
I have nothing.
You
Damn
have
it!
nothing.
Oh my god. Oh.
But there is a musical instrument right there.
And I'm not touching the instrument. And then I'm just
Matter of principle.
going to tell
Trap.
everyone.
Bait.
I will never play for you, Mardak.
Play for your friends, then.
I can't
Or
play
watch
for
them
you guys.
die.
I can't.
We got this. We're fine. So far, sort of, kind of fine.
You should really leave if you can.
The show will go on,
Through
Chyna.
what? The solid
With
ball? I
or
think we're stuck
without
now.
you.
Oh, there's such
And
a
I'm
good
about to wrap your
opportunity
turn.
for a song there.
Okay,
No, I'm
moving
good.
on.
Not singing, never.
Okay. And we move on to
Damn it, Smalls.
number 1. Runs towards Ranquess. Or no, sorry. He turns, comes right here. You see him begin to also shift, take the same type of form, and his vision becomes blur. His visage becomes blurry, and he brings the blow dart to his mouth, and he lets one fly at Ranquess.
I mean, apparently they don't have blood.
That's a
They're
natural
stupid
20,
and a weak 20.
and he's within 30 feet.
Okay, so you take 2 damage.
9 damage. And
No,
roll
I
a
go down.
Constitution saving throw for me, please.
Constitution, I have 14 for the saving throw.
As your attention is drawn towards this Svirfneblin that now has launched a poison dart, you feel the prick of it, and you see it. You brush it away from your arm as it digs in and it hits the ground. But you're wrought with this wave of nausea, but fortunately it passes. And he is going to...
He moved
10,
5.
15, 20. He's going to move over here. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And that will take us to number 2.
It's not love.
This spider turns and begins to skitter up the wall and begin to make his way up the 100-foot split towards the ceiling. This is where I need some of those cool like elevation things, but all in good time. And that will
One
take us
day.
to this Svirfneblin. I did practice that, by the way.
Svirfneblin.
5, 10, 15, 20 is going to run over here.
Twain?
Twain. Gonna move to this block. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He's going to... He also begins to shift and shake. And now all 3 remaining Svirfneblin are becoming very blurry. Their images almost shift. But you do make up the blow dart that rises to his lips as he sends one towards Merkesh.
That's annoying.
10.
10 does not hit Merkesh.
As the dart soars into the darkness behind you, he looks and snarls at you, but turns his attention back, and that will bring us to the top of the initiative, which begins with Ranquess.
I am going to, first of all, getting hit with a dart, that really hurt and pissed me off. So I turn and look directly at that shimmering little vibrating dude, and I grab my circlet,
Okay.
and I cast Scorching Ray. But I only target him with one ray, and I target the 2 spiders with the other 2 rays.
Okay. What's the range on it?
120.
It's 120.
I
This guy
counted it.
is too far.
I counted it.
What's that?
He just counted it.
No, but he's gone up the wall.
Yeah, no, he climbed.
He's up the wall 40 feet.
Okay, then I move forward until I'm within range of all 3 of them.
Forward 6.
Okay, let's use your... I'm just wondering if it can go in all different directions or whether it would be frontal, but let's do all different directions. You can probably get a pretty good vantage right about... How far can you make it?
I can go 30.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
But you'll need to come here to cut down the angle of the dome that's surrounding this.
So we use 1 point per allowed.
Yeah, right there. And from there you can... Yeah, you should be able to make all of them from there.
All right.
As this one reaches the apex of its 40 feet.
So how
One
Scorching
good
Ray
shot on
works
him.
is you generate like a mode of fire and then throw 3 bolts.
As the circlet works, all 3
Oh!
blast
Weird.
out in
You and your
at
weird
one
ass
time.
item.
Yeah.
So
Weird ass.
I'm
But they
making
can
3
target
attacks.
different
I'm going
different
to
targets.
just call this out. So spider, and Svirfneblin.
Okay.
Close.
Snurb.
Okay, so that is a 18.
Hit. Spider hit.
The other spider is a 17,
Spider hit.
and the last one is a 13.
Svirfneblin misses.
Okay.
As you find it difficult to get an angle behind you, the circlet seems to fan out and cut into the rocks near the Svirfneblin. He ducks and looks up.
Are all the rays equal power? So roll 2d6 and counter it against both?
2d6 for both, yeah. Oh, no, sorry.
I'm just wondering if they're all equal power if I'm rolling 2d6 on one and then 2d6
roll.
on another.
Yeah, I believe it's 1 roll for all.
Okay.
I'm almost there.
It's going to be in the DM's guide.
Scorching Ray?
I don't know. Let me just check the item. You know what? For now, let's do 1 roll.
1 roll.
And we'll double check it after.
That works.
I need to do cards for you guys for all those.
That is 8.
8 for
8
2
points
spiders.
against each spider
Okay.
of goody fire damage.
Each spider. Okay.
Okay. And that takes us to Spider 1. Right here. That rushes back towards Faerun, trying to close the distance once again. He is he's intent on his prey, this spider. And as he looks at you, you see the pincers open up and these like baleen type tendrils start to fury and foam underneath as it spews a webby, sticky substance at you. And
And he
get
jizz
you
on
to-
my monk.
make a jizz on fire.
I told you that in confidence. Jeez.
Oh no.
Highlight reel.
But you managed to move so quickly that you can find small gaps in the stream that's coming at you. And you manage to dust some of it off as you step back and gain better ground on it, unaffected by the webs. But the spider lunges forward with a 14 to hit.
That would be a miss.
As his pincers, you manage to get your arms up and your braces underneath as the pincers just over your head and miss you narrowly. And that will take us to Faerun.
Yes. I will
return.
return strike.
Okay.
All right. To its thorax, abdomen, wherever, middle. For 25 to hit.
That's a hit.
Yes. And that's a 1d8.
And a special cameo by our mascot.
Plus 5, for 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. As Theron's, what are we going with?
Presence.
Presence
Yes.
comes in a ground to ceiling arc, and you see this mighty Goldwood's quarterstaff just sink deep into the thorax, push through the chitinous mass, and up through the head, spewing gore up into the air and down around the ground as the spider falls to the ground and ceases moving. You still have movement and you're unarmed.
Correct. Which I will then target this one over here.
Can you make it there?
10, 15, 20, 30, 25,
That's
30,
that's
35,
yeah. Okay.
40,
30.
Mobile monk.
45.
Yeah, of course you can.
Like lightning.
Monks with mobility, all right. Seth,
Who's also
Alright.
a wood elf.
Wood elf.
a wood elf. Yes,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
right.
Wood
Yeah.
elf monks with mobility.
45. to start.
17 to hit.
Okay. 17 is a hit.
Perfect. And we'll do 5 points of damage.
Okay, what does this strike look like?
This strike is a straight jab, yeah, with the
All right.
staff hand.
As you connect solidly. Sorry, roll me another attack. It's with disadvantage because he's blurry. Just one d20.
Oh,
Take the 20. Okay, so it's a normal hit. Solidly connect. Shaking him a little bit, but he throws the blowgun, the pipe to the ground, and pulls from his holster a gnarled, jagged pick.
cool.
And this gentleman here will go 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And his blowgun comes up to his lips in his shimmering form and lets fly another dart towards Ranquess for a 23.
Yep.
You're wearing the Shadow Bar robes, aren't you?
That's 4 damage. As another dart sinks through the robes, you feel the sting, and again you pull it from your chest, but I'll need you to roll another Constitution saving throw, please.
That is a 21.
21. And again, you feel the wave of nausea, but you manage to get the dart out of your chest in time before the poison takes hold, and that will take us to Tamasin.
I would like to see if I can see where the shield around Chyna's coming from. The source of it.
Sorry?
I would like to see where the source of the
Okay.
shield
If you want
around
to investigate,
Chyna is.
it will
please.
require an action,
That
and it
is
will be an Arcana check.
Okay,
please.
and I will do that. 11.
You know that it's some sort of protective magic. It's an impenetrable barrier, but you can't seem to find the source of what's creating it or what type of weave it is. Bonus action or movement?
I'm going to move. I'm just going to take my full movement.
Yeah, sure. We will get one of those like crap sticks, I think, to move things around. That'll be helpful.
All right. I'm good.
30?
Yep.
Okay. And that will take us to Merkesh.
Okay. From where I'm currently standing, do I have a clear line of sight onto the clapping idiot up on the ledge?
You can see him from there. He's about 40 to 60 feet up, I would say.
Perfect. That's still within optimal range of my longbow that I just crafted. So let's knock the dust off this thing. Let's get it bloody.
Okay.
I'm going to draw one of the regular arrows, not one of the silver guys, and I'm going to shoot at the small guy.
Okay. As you train your arrow high, he seems zoned in on Chyna in the center of this room, and his yellow teeth are bared as he snarls with anticipation. Let loose an arrow.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that roll. It's a 19 to hit.
That is a miss. As it flies towards him, and you see it drink. It looks like it hits the rock, but it's hard to tell if it was the trajectory of the arrow that sent it flying off and back down into the floor of the cavern, or if
Do
it
I
was
see where
something
the
else
arrow
in between.
fell?
You do.
Okay,
it
I'll
fell
recover-
down
I'll
somewhere
recover it
around
later.
where Spine is.
I'll get that back later.
And as it flies up, you see a
I get
shimmer
it later.
go across the viewing area.
Okay, at this point, I'm going to move.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really have a way to break down this impenetrable wall. So I'm going to move over yonder.
Okay.
You can get myself a better vantage point at the people on the ledge, and I'm going to start, pelting them with arrows.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
All right. That will take us to Chyna. Back to you.
Yeah. All right. I'd like to take a look at those pipes.
Okay. They are fairly plain-looking pipes. Just a light blue glow, and they are softly rotating
All right.
above this 3-foot pillar. Merkesh.
Out of
Merkesh is looking at them. They are looking at you.
Okay.
And the gnome, the gray,
I'd like to
blue-skinned
try
gnome,
and cast
leans
Shatter
forward.
at second level on the
The barrier?
yeah.
I believe it has to target a creature. Oh, no, it's a space. It's an area. So you pick out a 5-foot block of this barrier, and you summon your mystical energies, use the power of your voice. Merkesh leans in as you begin to sing.
Oh no, I'm going to scream.
As you scream, and the air begins to fracture, and these fractals begin to show, and the barrier shimmers, but it remains whole as your arcane energy dissipates in the air. Bonus action or movement.
Wait, was there any kind of reaction anywhere
I'm
else in the
just
chasm when it
going-
happened?
You guys would have seen it, but that's about it.
I'm going to. How heavy are those hay bags?
They're just small, like 1-foot
Great. I'm going to pick up the
they're
one
little.
of Vian that's close to me. I'm going to throw it at the barrier.
It stops. Fine. Lift
Sorry.
it
I'm
stops.
sorry.
It stops hovering, falls limp in your ground as you're in your arm as you throw it at the barrier, and it falls to the ground, limp as ragdolls do, and then it slides back into place.
Oh, that's creepy.
So these things are terrible. I
right.
don't like
That's it.
these dolls.
You have movement if you want to move around your plateau.
I will give Mardak a dirty look.
He grins again. You can almost see the glistening saliva on his yellowed teeth. And
You sang for him.
number
though.
uno
I
is
screamed.
going to
It wasn't Pidgey.
Yes.
run in and charge at Ranquess with a pick. He pulls a rusty, jagged pick from his belt and swings hard at you for 13.
That would be a hit, but my staff reacts.
Ah, yes, okay. And as he swings down hard, you guys see Ranquess move this way, 30 feet, right? You see him disappear in a puff of black-gray smoke, and a swirling mist fires here where he reappears. The Svirfneblin is just like looking around, kind of lost in the smoke for the moment. And that will take us to
Solid bam.
Spider 1, who continues, or sorry, Spider 2, who continues up the wall, the full 80 feet, almost to the ceiling now, and begins to skitter in and out of stalactites that are hanging down and out of sight.
Great. I like when they vanish.
I do not actually.
And that will take
keep
us
him near.
to
He's not on yet.
No, I know.
Right, yeah.
Just so we don't know where he is.
Yeah.
Svirfneblin turns to Faerun, backs out 3 blocks. Go ahead and take an opportunity attack if you like.
So is that
you
unarmed
choose.
or any weapon?
It's just 1 reaction, so it's 1 melee attack.
melee attack.
Yeah,
Perfect.
so this would be your quarterstaff.
That's 15.
Whack him with the TP.
And it connects just as he's moving away, backing away. You don't let him lose any ground. And you swing hard with Theron's presence
For 12 points.
and smash deeply into him. Ah! He takes a vicious strike as you hear the bones crunch under the weight of your quarterstaff, but he remains standing. And he pulls his pipe as he's leaning with one hand, trains it on you, and lets a bolt fly
At a monk.
for 14.
14 is a miss.
As
No,
it-
I wanted to hit 2 because I like.
Catch it.
Can you do that? You can. Yeah,
I can,
you
yeah,
can,
yeah.
right? Interesting.
We're both disappointed.
All right, as you just dodge and it flies through, just clipping a bit of your hair. Not noticeable though.
Yeah.
You're still beautiful. And that will take us back to the top of initiative for Ranquess.
All right. Kind of in awe of what just happened with the staff because that's the first time that's ever happened. So Guys, that was really cool.
Doesn't take you long to reorient yourself, but at
Looks
least you
great
know it
from up
works. The
here.
batteries are charged.
30 movement to get up to
It
here.
was really
Yep.
impressive.
And then I cast Witch Bolt at him, and I twin it to him.
Okay.
And it's disadvantage, right? That's what I'm
Disadvantage on the
rolling
roll. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
One of them is a 23. The other one is a 19.
That's a hit.
All right.
Despite
So-
their magical, shimmering, shifting forms, you manage to find and connect with your target as the cackling energy leaves your hands.
If I didn't have super high bonuses
And does 8 damage to
not
both.
on everything, I have shit bonuses on everything.
And I maintain concentration.
You know what can I say? That
Okay.
I never make
Shimmer all you want. No more disadvantage.
Okay, 8 damage, right?
Yes, 8 damage on both.
As it slams into this one, pushing him a little bit off his heels, but he shoulders the blast as you continue to funnel it in him. This one doesn't fare so well. As it pushes him, he's still up, but it's blasting burnt chunks of flesh off into the darkness. And that will take us to Faerun.
Perfect. All right. Just as a mechanic,
Let's do this. Yep.
does a ranged attack still count as an attack if I'm using my monk whip?
It's your main attack, yeah. You would still get your offhand if that's
Okay,
what you're asking,
'cause-
yeah. When it returns, you can...
Faerun's presence is also a thrown weapon. Is that
Yes,
correct?
yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
I'm gonna test that right now because I just wanted to see what
Sounds
that's
good.
like.
And it's 30-60, right? So you're still within range of that.
Yes, for sure.
Yep.
Sacred flames are-
Okay.
30-60, you say?
Yep.
Who are you throwing it at?
This one here.
Presumably. As Faerun sinks low and brings Theron's presence around and lets it fly in a wide arc around into the darkness.
19 to hit.
And it connects with its target as it flies into this lowly remaining Svirfneblin. Sorry, disadvantage.
No.
Roll disadvantage.
To attack or-
No, but disadvantage.
Disadvantage on your attack. Yeah.
Okay.
Because all of them were
Oh,
shaking,
that's natural
so.
20. So disadvantage just.
So it's still
Yeah,
a
okay,
hit.
so
Yeah. And that was
As
for
you still
9
manage
points
to
of
find him in the shimmering form.
for 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage as it slams into him, carries him into the rock, and a jutting, jagged edge of rock appears through its chest, holding him in its and stops moving. Theron's presence wheels around and returns to your grasp.
That's okay. I just wanted to make sure that. Okay, perfect.
Self movement and a bonus, or
All right.
movement and your
I
own arms.
will
Everyone
go
has cool
around the
toys.
far side.
Okay.
Seriously.
15, 25,
Yep.
30,
Yep. 30.
30, 35, 40, 45,
Yep.
55.
55. All right.
That is all I have.
If that would have
All right. And that will take us to Tamasin.
Okay, I am going to. I don't even know. I'm going to. It's not going to work, but I just want to try something.
Your friends will suffer, Chyna.
Knock off ledge at
Unless
second
you
level.
play. I'm only asking you to do what you love.
Creepy, and I don't like you, so I'm going to go over here, and I know it's not going to work, but I'm going to try anyway. I'm going to Sacred Flame in the general direction of that guy. That's a dex save.
Of which?
Of
The
the small laughing person who's
Up
gross.
top? Okay.
Yeah.
Sacred Flame.
Sacred Flame. It's a
And
dex
that's
save.
a dex save. As you do find again the light touch of Saloon, you channel it into holy flames and send it flying
it's not
towards.
gonna work.
But as the flames cackle down, they disperse on something that's protecting the viewing area and fizzle out.
Never mind.
Yeah. Okay.
What's up?
I'm not going to do anything else. I'll just stay where I am.
Okay.
This guy. Yep.
Staying put.
I was just testing a theory.
All right, that takes us to
The
Merkesh.
theory was, yep, there's a shield.
All right. I'm fairly certain with the lightning I see behind me channeling into these two dudes back here, you got that locked down, right? Yeah.
Unless
so,
you can heal me, you're not going to be much help.
Yeah, I'm not the healing one. Talk to Healbot. I'm going to shoot again with
Just
my
yell.
bow at the guy on the ledge.
Okay.
Aiming for the gnome, not the cloaked figure.
Okay, roll an attack.
Aiming for the cloaked figure, not the gnome.
Okay, roll an attack.
That is a 17. I'm going to use luck. Because 17's not... No, screw it. 17.
And it redirects.
It's not
The
working.
shimmering.
I think they're shielded.
I think maybe. I don't know.
I think they
I'm
got a
getting
shield
the
going
general
on. up
impression there's a shield there.
Bonus action movement.
Okay, so my
Because
movement...
he's small doesn't mean he's
My
dumb.
movement is going to be straight at the wall,
Shade.
Okay.
and then I'm going to begin climbing the wall.
Okay.
So I've got 30 movement, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and I start to climb.
It's a sheer wall face without any climbing implements. You're going to be looking at
A difficult climb?
disadvantage at least. Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Go ahead and roll.
Can I help?
Roll an athletics or acrobatics. With
Oh no, it's
disadvantage.
definitely going to be acrobatics.
acrobatics with disadvantage.
Okay,
Jump on
that's
me.
all the help
Just
I got.
die.
Yeah.
With disadvantage, acrobatics still nets me a 17.
Okay. You manage to find some light handholds and footholds. You kick off a stalactite as you begin to make your way up the wall about half movement.
Spider-Man
So you get about
Spider-Man
15 feet up in total. If that's
I
what
will
you
climb
got.
the rest,
You
and I
hold.
will absolutely knock these guys out.
Okay. And that will take us to Chyna.
Oh, sing us a song, you're the trap bard.
No, I'm not singing.
Your options are limited, dear.
Why don't you just let these nice people go who are here? I don't have.
It's up to you, Chyna. All you have to do is play.
And you expect me to just trust you that you'll let them go?
I expect you to save your friends if you will not save yourself.
I don't have friends.
But you will play. And then you will see that you must join me. We were meant for this, Chyna! And he snarls and he turns away from the
That dude is not right.
viewing area
Obviously
and he turns
really
back.
wants you to play, so
I send him a
recommend not.
message,
Do not.
Okay.
and so then none of them can hear.
Mhm.
And I tell him that if he opens that door and they leave, then I will stay.
You must play me a song. You will stay. You will stay with me
If you let
Forever.
them go.
You will realize our potential. Roll a persuasion check.
That is a charisma check. Wink.
That is an official charisma check.
That would be a dirty 20.
Yes. The dirtiest.
What is insight's intelligence, right?
Insight is
Wisdom.
wisdom.
Wisdom. He looks at you and he says, stops for a moment. He looks at the individual next to him. As the fighting and the fray continues, he yells into the chasm, "Stop! Hold! Hold!" As everything in the cavern comes to a grinding stop, the Svirfneblin back away, but they keep their eyes trained on you. You hear only the skittering high in the ceilings above reverberating.
Hey.
I'm not stopping my climb. I'm actually going to try it in a
Since
stealthy
I
manner.
am
send-
conscious.
She has agreed. We are success. I knew, Chyna. I knew you would see reason.
Yes.
The rest of you,
I send a message to Merkesh as this is happening.
begrudgingly. And he turns to his the consort next to him. Get out before I change my mind.
Climb, climb, climb.
And with a wave,
Whole bunch of climbing.
this other robed figure raises a hand, and you see the fingerling rock wall curl back and
was the
separate.
message?
Yeah, I haven't said it yet.
Go ahead.
All right, I send you a message saying he will kill you right now. You need to come back at a better time. Believe me, this is the right thing, but I do not want to stay with him.
And message allows me to respond, right? Like if someone...
It does, yeah.
Yeah, I say no. No way. And continue my stealthy
You'll
climb.
you'll get everyone murdered.
What
he
are you
will
waiting
kill everyone.
for?
Please.
Don't make me regret it.
All right, fine. So I pull out the rope that's around my, waist and, hammer a python in and then rappel back down the wall.
Okay. Roll an acrobatics check.
Disadvantage or no?
I hate this plan and I can't see any way out of it.
That's a
Of course, I
17.
also don't know what's happening, but
Okay. As you lower yourself to the ground, there's an eerie, tenuous peace at the moment. Ranquess.
I'm still concentrating on Witch Bolt. So while they're backing away, they're still taking damage.
That's correct. You want to continue the concentration on Witch Bolt? Go ahead and roll your d12. It's 1d12 for the concentration, right? There you go.
That is 11 damage to both.
11 damage. As the last of the two... Or sorry, how much was it?
11 damage
11.
to both.
Immediately fries both as you see in the back of the cavern,
Almost like
Ranquess just pushes the last of his energy
Sorry.
as they sear, singe, and die. The gnome in the Overlook leans forward. He says, "A small price to pay to secure my greatest prize. I'm glad you've seen reason, my dear. Now leave the rest of you immediately."
We came here for
gone.
Chyna.
But I'm
we'll
having
leave with
so
Chyna.
much
Chyna.
fun.
He looks at his consort and he says, "I'm sorry, dear. Let it be known that I didn't try to be a reasonable."
He's fucking stubborn.
I gave him a message.
No.
We don't know. So we're just still going to keep going.
So, I would like to call out to my friends that are still like, Chyna wants us to leave. She wants to stay here.
"Sorry, Chyna. They would have made a fine bridal party, but now they will only make fodder for my pets."
So that was just dying.
And he nods to the consort, who waves her hand, closing the door again.
We're trapped again.
"You may
that made
continue, my lovely." And with that, everybody, does anybody have a passive perception over 17?
No.
Nah, it's only
Mine's
16.
15.
Okay.
Passive perception.
As a giant spider drops from the ceiling, the
Knew it
full
was up there.
distance, landing right on top of Tamasin.
Ow!
Pincers flailing.
You can fit inside.
Okay.
She can
As
fit
they
inside.
resume
Resume their assault on the
Put
party.
it on.
And that's
Carry
fine.
on.
But what it actually does is, again, you see this foaling, roiling froth begin to churn as it begins to spit webbing at you. And this time it's a 22.
Yeah, that's a fairly solid hit.
All right, make a strength saving throw. Or, sorry, an escape roll. So it's strength or acrobatics, your choice.
I'm really good at these guys, just so you know.
Oh, yeah, totally. Here comes a natural one.
Oh my god, it's
Oh my god! As you see, Tamasin, you become instantly focused as the webbing.
Monk right there.
You guys watch
Happy
in sheer
birthday.
horror as this large, hairy beast drops on top of Tamasin, almost completely
God,
engulfing her,
Tamasin!
and it begins to start to spin her and coil her in this
Yeah, I
thick,
got this.
organic web. But you see Tamasin's fists and the mace burst from the sides, tear her way out. Not today.
moment.
As we resume back into regular initiative,
Ranquess
we'll
is
go back
mildly
to the
turned
top
on.
with Ranquess as we are back in combat.
I see.
Mardak suddenly resuming his interest in the group.
I see this happen, and I just move so I have a better view of the whole situation.
Okay.
And I target the spider and cast a firebolt.
Okay. Let fly your firebolt.
That is a 22.
That's a hit.
For 9 damage.
As the
My
bolt
+1.
scores the side of the beast, singeing its fur, this nasty fur, giving you a disgusting rank, still within proximity of the smell. And that was 9. That's going to be 11. All right, and that brings us to Faerun.
Yes. All right. I will double back.
Okay.
He can make it.
What is it in total? At 55 now?
Yes.
55 movement.
30.
Or 11 squares.
30.
Without dash.
Yeah, without dash.
Close enough, but with Faerun's presence, I will give it a good toss.
As again, you wheel
As
the
you try
mighty
to TP
quarterstaff
the
high and
spider.
let it
And
fly.
that is 12 to hit.
12 to hit. As it racks the back of the spider, but just comes back to you, just trimming some of its back
Yeah.
hair off its enlarged abdomen, returning to your grasp.
Very well.
What's that?
Split focus.
Okay.
Help action.
That will take us back
Help.
to Tamasin.
Help action. Go ahead. Your turn.
Oh. What am I?
I'm not telling you how to play the game. Go ahead.
I don't know what you're saying.
Totally were.
What's up, Tams?
Yeah, I'm going to hit him with my mace, but I'm not going to activate it because that's a bonus action, which I need.
Okay.
So I'm just going to give him smack.
Okay.
Smack. 6 plus 7, 13.
It lunges deep into the pincers, but the nasty chitinous maw just snaps at your mace, ricocheting it back
Alright.
and deflecting it.
And then bonus action, I'm going
I came back down to the ground
to
with
second level healing word at Ranquess.
now I gotta
Okay. What's the range on it?
60, I think.
60 feet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're good.
7 plus 6 is 13 plus 2 is 15 plus 2 is 17.
As Saloon's healing does begin to funnel into you, you manage to get off without trouble. You're kind of rejuvenated now by the success that you've just had.
And I'm going to say, hey, everybody, not to frighten you all, but I'm tapped. That's my last magic.
I'm out! Saloon's embrace slipping
So if
away
any
from
of you
you.
go down, I'm healing you the old-fashioned way.
It takes us to Merkesh.
Before Chyna asked me to come down to the ground, how far was I able to climb up?
15 feet.
15? But then during all the
Unaided.
stuff that happened, I was
Unaided.
15.
You
So
are unaided.
I put a python in a wall
There
at
is
15
now.
feet.
You put a python in the wall and came down.
At 15 feet is where it is, though.
Yeah,
Not higher.
correct. Maybe if you reached,
Not my fault.
it's
Friends
16 and
are
a half.
stupid.
All right. So instead of trying to climb the wall again and get up there, which
Yeah,
clearly
that's
isn't
the word I
working,
was looking
I'm
for.
going to murder the
Stubborn,
spider.
right.
Okay. Make your way to the spider.
One who had the message didn't
As
type.
Merkesh takes your side, Tamasin, brandishing his blades.
Hey.
Treat.
Make your attack, sir.
All right. So main hand rapier attack. That is a natural 20.
That's a
Hey,
hit.
there we go.
I'll do damage as I go along.
Okay.
That is 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
The short sword attack is almost a 20, but it's not. It's a 7. But we're gonna use luck. And now it's a 22.
That was a good luck.
That is a hit.
This is solid use of the luck roll.
And that does 5 points of damage.
As the rapier short sword combo comes up cleanly through the thorax and splits out, quartering it on sight, sending chunks of this hairy body flying and landing to the ground. No! The gnome looks around. He says, "We're just getting started.
Oh, God.
We'll call that Act 1, shall we, Chyna?" as
Yep, was
as
it-
more stomping and thuds come from the alcoves around the room, and as you hear the crunching underfoot and the stomping of smaller feet becoming bigger, larger, as through these alcoves, rock comes shattering, flying inside as 4 Druagar make their way into the fray. Some of
Full size.
some Mardak's favorite assailants. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they stop momentarily as you hear another grumble come from the background. As the remaining arch blisters open, and
Someone got a new mini.
a large, malformed humanoid figure appears. He looks around, sees this cluster, and begins to run for it. It will keep him there, charging, hefting over his head a great mace that looks like husks of tree limbs formed around one another, easily half the size of his entire torso, leading us into another round of combat. And we get to
Yes.
begin the round again with our
So
resident sorceress one,
Yeah.
Mr. Ranquess.
Afraid.
And as you finish your witch bolt and you just push the last of that energy out, roll a d20 for me,
Oh.
please.
Lord.
That is a 4.
That's a 4. You feel the sorceress energy, the flames broiling up within you, and they begin to manifest. And you guys have seen this a few times before,
Oh, no.
as the flames begin to flicker in Ranquess's eyes and coil around his body. Do you choose to suppress? Did not think so.
It happens so rare. I have to do it. That is a 73.
73. Okay, within 60 feet of... A random creature within 60 feet of you becomes poisoned for 1d4 hours.
Please be a bad guy.
Yeah,
As
it's me.
Ranquess, the flames begin to coil around, turn green in nature, and fly in tendrils towards this Druigar just as he bursts through. As it coils around his body, and he becomes quite sickly looking. He braces himself against the rock, but then rights himself and continues his assault inward. Your turn.
I would like to cast Spider Climb on myself
Okay.
and run towards this wall.
Okay.
Spider Mage. Spider Mage.
15, 20, 25,
Are you going 30 here?
30, so I'm
Okay.
just like right at the base of the
30
wall.
to the base of the wall.
You can
Okay.
cast Spider Climb.
Fine. Your turn. Fine. What's up? What's good?
All right.
You didn't run past me, otherwise I would have.
I figured.
You went that way, and I was like, oh, well.
All right, what's all right? I'll spin around this way,
I didn't realize that was your intent.
Amazing. Amazing.
and I'll introduce him to Theron's presence.
All right. Which one?
This one here.
This guy in front of you. You're gonna throw
Taste the TP.
Yeah.
20, well within 30.
Yes. And that's 18 to hit.
18 is a hit.
Oh my god.
As Theron's presence again flies in a wide arc around, careening into this now enlarged Druigar.
For 9 points damage.
9 points of damage.
Damn.
Okay.
And I will cast. Wait, no, that's a different thing. Okay.
As it
I will
flies
move
back to
back.
your grip, you lock eyes with him
Yes.
and then run away.
All right. Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're like in that like back.
Yeah. Exactly.
With the big
Back
sign that
away.
says cast AoE here.
That's right. All right. Just tell her to go lie down and she will decide. Tamasin.
Ideas?
Oh,
What were
sorry.
we doing?
Yeah, you have
no,
bonus-
sorry.
you're-
Yeah.
Tamasin.
I've got nothing. They've got a shield we need to take down, but I can't see how to do it.
Nor I.
In the meantime, I'm going to cast Sacred Flame, which is dex save on that guy, because I do have my cantrip
Okay.
still.
As you wheel around and you pull the remaining tendrils of Saloon
no.
down to you, and you focus your energy towards this other Druigar who's now bursting towards you. Go ahead and I roll a dexterity check.
Yes, you do.
Go ahead and I roll a dexterity
Go ahead and
save,
tell me to
which
roll.
is a 15.
And it just beats it.
As he shoulders the brunt of her flames, still not being able to find the right connection to put the weight of Saloon's force
Guys,
behind
I'm
the sacred
not
flame. And that
useful.
takes us to our friend, the ogre, as he slams his great club into the ground and runs at full pace for 40 feet. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4,
I love that we're in a huddle over here.
right here in this square. 5, 6. Times 5 is 30, and 7 times 5 is 30. Right here.
Oh, hello.
And the great club comes swinging down towards you, fine, as you see it almost eclipse any light that's coming around and create fans of shadow as it careens towards you. And that's a 20, a dirty 20.
A dirty 20 is
That
not
will
a
hit,
natural
yeah.
20.
20?
It's a total of 20. Someone asked earlier.
For 19 damage.
Oh my
As you
god.
see Fawn shoulder the brunt of the blow and collapse under the weight.
Okay, we're
Of the
in
club.
some trouble.
Spare the dying.
Will you play now?
Your choice.
Merkesh, over to you.
Is and
Mardak is
Are you out?
focused intently
Or are you
on
just down?
No, as in like.
Merkesh.
Just down.
I can
Conscious.
still spare the dying. I can do
Okay.
that, hopefully.
I am going to valiantly leap over the body of my fallen friend and engage the ogre in mortal combat.
Mortal Kombat.
Guys.
Okay, do it up.
All right, so main hand rapier stab.
Merkesh, as Fine falls to the ground, Merkesh comes flying over
That's
the
going to
top.
be luck. That's a 12 to hit.
And that's it for luck, right?
Yeah.
12
Inspiration?
hits. As this lumbering ogre is far too bulky to dodge your lightning quick blows, the rapier finds its mark.
Offhand short sword attack.
Did you damage for the rapier?
Oh, it hit.
Yeah, but you didn't roll damage.
Okay, no, that's okay. Good.
He
Do
didn't
you
know.
want to damage
I
him
do
as well as
absolutely.
hit him?
I
Okay.
do 8 points of damage with the rapier.
All right. 8
And then
points of
the-
damage. Okay.
8 points, and the short sword is a 16 to hit
Also a hit. Yep.
for 5 points of damage.
Okay.
I am then going to use my. Nope, that's it. I'm done.
Okay. As the rapier finds purchase, it's just a word. Nobody owns it, okay? Finds purchase and slashes deep into the ogre's thick blubber, withdrawing it as the short sword comes up, crossing, spilling its blood high into the air. He staggers back, but turns his
I would like
focus
to,
back on the group.
at the same time, as a minor action, I would like to spit a terrible insult at him in Orcish.
Okay.
Basically saying that he doesn't smell good.
You hear Merkesh issue something guttural. The ogre just does the pose he's doing right now. And raises his great club again, but not before Chyna has an opportunity to act.
No, I am.
Mardak is heaving. You can save them, Chyna. One
They're strong.
little performance
No,
is all I
they're strong.
ask.
They can take care of themselves.
They will die.
We got this. We're fine.
I won't touch your pipes. You had your
He
chance.
slams his fists on the rocks.
I gave you a chance.
I gave them a chance.
I gave you a chance. You decided to end it.
When they are all dead, you will be mine, one way or another. And that takes us to
Poorly.
number 2 I'm looking for. Is this number 2?
That is number 1.
1? All right. 2 moves over here, and as you make your way towards the sheer rock face, he swings at you with a pick.
With disadvantage.
With his pick. With what?
With disadvantage, because he's poisoned.
With what?
Disadvantage due to
He
him
was the
being
poison
poisoned.
one.
Oh, yes, you're right. You're right. Thank you for the reminder, which makes that a 7.
No.
As his pick chunks a scar out of the rock wall, you dodge it and continue your assault on the sheer rock face, putting your hands up and your feet getting your climbing surface going, your climbing ability out the wall. And that's going to take us to this guy who's going to run up here towards Tamasin
Yo.
and try and close the distance. So we'll
I'm
move
really not
him
liking where I am right
for
now.
me up to Tams. Move this guy for me, please. There we go.
To you.
Right up to you. Yep.
Hey. My friends.
And that is a 20.
Yeah, it hits.
25.
If it's a 20
Nope,
anything,
sorry,
it
it's
hits.
23. Anyway.
It was only a 23.
9 damage to Tamasin.
Ow.
As you feel the pick take a chunk out of your scale mail and push
Ow.
you down, but you regain your composure.
Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at those.
S1. This guy
And Chyna
seeing an
Bigly saved them all.
runs in.
Lyrics from last episode.
He only has
Foreshadowing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's gonna get to about here. And swings his pick high over your head, Merkesh, but you dodge it deftly. And that will
He
take
missed.
us to
He missed me. I would like to repost that miss.
No, it's just color. He's not close enough to
Dang
attack
it.
you. Sorry. He's just swinging wildly in your direction as he's coming at you. This guy is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and try and
Oh
close
my
the
God,
distance on
Ranquess.
Ranquess.
No, you.
And that'll take us back
you
to
can be
Ranquess, in
FK,
fact. Your turn.
I am going to hit this guy with Shocking Grasp.
Okay. Then that's a melee, right? It's a
Melee
range,
spell
but
attack.
it's a melee range. Yeah.
It's a touch
Yeah.
attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not ranged in that. Gotcha.
No.
Okay.
I'm going to use my inspiration to re-roll that.
Okay.
That is a 23.
23
Yep.
is a hit.
So he takes 6 points of lightning damage and cannot use his reaction, and so I use my movement of 30 and go up the wall.
He runs up the wall.
So I am now 30 feet up.
As you
If
nimbly
somebody has
climb
a case,
high out
yeah.
of reach of the Duragar.
Wait, we have a clip.
He's got a case. Yep.
There we go.
Oh, what happened?
30 feet up the wall, strong. As this Duragar, now also shocked with poison, is now also writhing with electricity as it courses through his body. And Ranquess beats a hasty retreat
want
up
the
the wall.
opportunity attack to
And
go
that'll
off
take us
there.
to Faerun. Please make a death saving throw for me.
So that's a D20.
Yep.
Just a straight D20.
That's a deuce.
One
Two.
fail.
One fail.
Oh boy.
One failure. A death
Glad
saving
it wasn't
throw.
a 1, otherwise that's 2 fails.
Tamasin.
I can touch fire and I'm close enough.
Yes, you can.
I'm going to cast Spare the Dying.
You cast Spare the Dying.
It is a cantrip. It just gets you back up to 1 health hit
As
point.
you make one last ditch effort to beckon Saloon, you find her there and you bring her salvation through your hand into Fawn's body,
just-
stabilizing
but
him
you're
immediately. And then,
That's all. That's an action. That's all
no
I can do.
movement?
No.
Eh,
Take opportunity attacks from all the big things.
you know. I have to ask.
Nope.
Ogre 1,
Just gonna
the
cower.
only one on the board, turns to Merkesh after taking
God.
a fairly astonishing blow and swings a mighty arc from left to right with his club. 18.
18 would hit. Time to parry.
Damage. Okay. He
You can do all
does
that. I forget. I always forget. Fucking fight.
8 damage.
Oh my god.
He does. It's plus my fighter level, so he does 2 points of damage.
2 points of damage.
Like nailed.
As you bring up both your blades and shoulder the brunt of this mighty great club as it comes wide around you, sinking your heels deep into the dirt and taking a little bit of bludgeoning damage, but enough that you can shrug it off. And that will take us to your turn to respond.
Okay, I'm going to respond by stabbing him in the thigh with the rapier.
Okay.
These 2 dice are cursed, so we're gonna use this die. We're used all of our luck. We used our inspiration. That is a 9 with my rapier attack.
9 misses as the rapier finds a leather padding and just
All my dice are
bends a
cursed.
little bit with the
Offhand short sword attack.
Okay.
That is a 12.
12 hits.
So from the short sword, he takes 7 points of piercing damage.
Okay.
I then am going to use my action surge
Okay.
to rally Fine.
Okay.
And I'm going to say to Fine, like, what are you doing on the ground? Get up, this fight's not over.
Give me a description of rally.
Rally, an ally of yours gains temporary hit points.
Okay.
I mean, if you want the actual...
And is it a superiority die worth of hit points?
Yep.
Okay. Roll it up.
D8 plus your fire
superiority
level.
die plus my charisma mod.
Okay.
charisma.
Nice.
So that's a
Cool.
max roll. That's 8 plus 3. You regain 11. Sorry, you gain 11 temporary hit points.
As Saloon's fortitude refreshes and awakens you, you hear the voice of your companion urging you back into battle, and you rise. Or you can rise on your turn.
Yes.
I mean, like, worst case scenario.
And that will take us to
Well, he was stabilized.
Chyna, your turn. I grow
Actually,
tired of this,
sorry.
I don't know
Chyna.
if that works or not.
We need
I'll look it
clarification on the rules.
Okay.
So he's stabilized at 0 health.
Yes.
Can someone at 0
gets
health
one.
gain temporary hit points?
He gets
One
one.
hit point.
Spare the dying. Gives
Yeah,
you one
he's
hit
spared
point.
one. Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. There's your
Does
answer.
it? I thought it just stabilizes. No more death rolls.
I just read it, but I
I
will double
thought
check.
it was too. I thought it stabilized the 0 death rolls.
I just want to make sure that we're on the same page,
Yes.
because otherwise I wouldn't rally.
We'll allow it either way because we have.
Okay.
But I'm interested to know this really quickly too. While you're looking that up, Tamasin, Chyna, it's your turn. It won't affect the outcome. We'll go ahead and allow it because I've already done it. Over to you.
Yeah.
Oh no, you're right. 1.
0, right?
Just- yeah, just
Stabilized.
stable.
Yeah, that's what.
Imagine.
From now on, spare the dying. Now grants 1 health.
You will never have the name Little Knight.
Just a song then.
How about instead, I'm going to try and cast Crown of Madness on the big troll.
Okay. As you try and push the magic through, what level is that?
Second.
You burn a 2nd level spell, but you can't push the arcane energy through the barrier that's holding you in.
So it burns the spell up? Okay. Well, it was
Worth
worth
a
a
try.
try.
Okay. Number 2 is going to hurl a javelin at Ranquess as he makes his way up the wall just in range and misses horribly as you're chased by this monstrous javelin that just flies off the rock wall. You dodge it deftly and continue your ascent. And that will take us to
Great stuff, deaf guy.
this. The other Duragar raises his pick, intent on finishing the job, and rolls a 8.
Nope.
As you just lift your leg and it kicks up rocks and dirt where the pick enters the soil next to you. And that will take us to this guy who's going to come back. He's going to flank Merkesh here and try to end him with a 13.
That's on you.
13.
Miss.
As he whiffs high above your head.
Now I'm going to riposte that one.
Okay.
So that's
This is where he
riposte,
does all his damage.
and that is a 17 to hit with my riposte.
Okay. You turn the pick aside and come up from the ground with your rapier. Go ahead and roll your damage.
And that is 10 points of piercing damage.
I've enjoyed this triangle.
Oh yeah.
Plus your superiority die.
Three of us.
Oh, thank you. I always forget to add the superiority die. That is another 2 points, so that's a total of 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage.
Second half.
Good job, guys. Come on, guys.
You see blood and chunks of skin and leather falling away as your swords turn into blades, lightning quick, just in a fury, spinning up with the rapier and cutting up out of his shoulder. He reels back and screams, "Argh!" and looks at you, but not before number 1 whips out a javelin as well, seeing his friend go after you, still with whatever might he has and the electricity coursing through his veins, launches it into the air. Well, it's a 2 and a 20. So the 2
Disadvantage.
stands. I rolled a 2 and a 20. He's at
Wild
disadvantage.
magic's worth the
So
win.
follows the other javelin as it courses through the air, missing anything completely and thunk, sinking deep into the silt miles away. A few feet away, rather. And that takes us back to Ranquess at the top of the initiative.
All right. So they are within, what, 30 of me right now? Because I'm just 30 up the wall above them?
Yeah, you're just at 30. They're just at 30 below.
That's how they were able to really throw, right?
Yeah.
All right. I am going to Witch Bolt and twin it.
Okay. You see Ranquess pinned to the wall with unnatural adhesion, and he turns, and
I'm
both
just
of his
standing
hands
flat out.
spin out. How are you on sorcery points right now?
I have, this will be the third one that I've used, so I have one left after
Okay,
that.
perfect. As the electrical energy courses out of his hands into the assailants below.
No, it doesn't.
Ooh, natural 1.
Natural 1.
Roll a d20 for me.
That is a 4.
You surged again. God damn it.
Again, with fury, you see where Ranquess is pinned to the wall, almost becoming torchlight, as again the swirling flames course around him. We ready with the chart?
The
What's
chart
the
is
result?
ready.
25.
A 25 as the skin parts naturally, not painfully, nope. And an eye appears in the middle of your forehead
Bonus perception.
for the next minute, which gives you advantage on wisdom perception checks relying on sight.
Nice.
So you become super
Weird.
perceptive,
You've got a third eye.
but roll again.
Weird.
Roll a
But also
percentile
super
dice
cool.
again.
Roll percentile
Yeah,
again.
as the sorceress powers that fuel you return to you, returning your tides of
Ooh.
chaos.
These tides are chaosing me. That is a 43.
And a 43, I can make him re-roll on the surge chart. 43. For the next minute, you can teleport up to 20 feet as a bonus action on each of your turns. On each of your turns for the next minute. All right.
And the
So-
number of wild
yourself-
magic sorcerers
Almost
increases.
This eye almost begins to show you gateways in the continuum that you can travel through.
I like that.
This is great.
So I
What
used
an
my movement of
amazing
30
Yep.
to continue my way up. And how high is the ceiling in this place?
It's 100 feet.
It's 100 feet?
Yeah.
Beautiful, because I cast at 120. So I'm going to
I was
go.
just gonna say, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna need more blocks.
More blocks, more blocks. Okay, so I go another 30 up, and then I use the teleport and teleport myself another 20 up.
As at the apex of his climb against the wall, he just vanishes and reappears another jump ahead. Close to now you're up where the stalactites are,
It's a good thing we all buy a lot of
coursing
dice.
down and giving you a solid overview of the playing field now. And that will take us to Faerun. half your movement to get up if you choose.
Yes, I do choose.
Half your 55 movement.
Ree is screaming uppercut with the.
Reinvigorated with Saloon's
Yes.
blessing and the words of your friend propelling you forward, you come up with
A 24 to hit.
Theren's
Sorry, 23?
presence in a solid arc and strike your
Yes.
target. You're going for the ogre?
Yes.
Is that who you're attacking? Okay.
Wait, get him up.
It's a solid hit. Yeah, and you're now standing. And you only have like 25
Whoops.
movement.
And there goes that.
Wow.
Gotta be on the table at least.
Yeah.
So excited.
Wait,
Do you need a D4?
even with
A
songs, we
D8.
have friends
Got
on
it, Merc.
phones.
I'll leave you to it.
I can use my.
All right, what's up? Roll that damage.
Whoa!
Jeez.
Good God.
What am I doing?
Okay, it's a 6.
6, yep.
Roll in the tray, Sideshow Bob.
11 points damage.
Oops, easy. Sorry, what was it?
11 points of damage.
Points? Okay.
And then I will use a flurry of blows
All right.
to its same target. Natural 1 on the first,
Okay.
and 11 on the second.
11 hits.
Sweet.
So Spine's hands become a blur after the strike with Theron's presence.
For 7 points of
Distracts,
damage.
Comes around with a solid strike for another 7 points. All right.
And
This
then I
ogre now
will.
taking bruise after bruise, but still hulking over you,
I'm going to
growing more furious.
back up a little bit. Scatter, fools!
Okay.
5, 15, 20.
You're gonna incur an opportunity attack from this Druigar if you go
This
that
one?
far.
You have
Yeah.
no hit points.
I thought mobile means he doesn't.
From his target.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So only from this one. Well,
Yeah.
oh.
So he won't incur an opportunity attack from the ogre, but as you pass through out of this guy's area of control,
Right, it's area of
you
control,
will
not adjacent.
yeah,
okay.
you will incur. But you can
Uh,
move around him if you like.
Very well.
Okay. You have to stay like here. You have to stay like in this radius of him. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to flank.
Okay. All right. As he begins to turn with you, Tamasin.
I'm gonna turn around and Sacred Flame the guy who keeps trying to hit me. Sacred Flame.
Okay.
Dex save.
As you turn to face your assailant, and he rolls a natural 20 on his save.
And he's fine.
As again, he seems to be shouldering the blows from these from your arcane energy fueled by Saloon.
Just be
And
glad
that
he
will
rolled
take
that
us
as a
to
saving
Ogre
throw.
1. Seeing his most readily available target still in front of him,
Still cursing at him in Orcish.
he slams twice on the ground and again just takes like a two-handed swing at you with his great club for 13.
13 misses.
As you dodge back as it just
And I would like to use the momentum of his miss to repose.
and you come back with your rapier high in hand
And that is a 23 to hit.
to respond with a successful strike,
And that is a total of 10 points of piercing damage.
cutting him deep, catching him off guard, and finding a vulnerability in his oafish defenses.
Merkesh is not the guy you want to miss.
As he stumbles back now,
One trick
confused
pony
and
strikes
bleeding
me.
from orifices existing and new. And that will take us to
Ew.
your turn, Merkesh.
So since he stumbled back, I'm going to press the advantage and I'm going to lunge forward at him.
Okay.
I think I'm going to plant one of my feet on one of his like knees.
Okay.
As I stab into him, I'm going to launch myself airborne and try and slash at his neck with the short sword.
Okay, roll an acrobatics check.
So we'll start with the acrobatics.
Yep.
That's a 17 on acrobatics.
Okay,
And then the rapier attack, that is a 12 to hit.
that's a hit.
So that does 7 points of piercing damage.
Full gymnast mode as you kick off his knee as he's unsuspecting. The rapier sinks deep. You fly over top and remove it, unsheath it from his torso as you fly overhead.
And roll the 4 with the attack.
And with your roll another acrobatics check for me.
Yeah, acrobatics all day. That's a 27.
The hilt of your short sword catches his shoulder, but you manage to get a handle around as you're now grappling with the upper torso of this ogre as he flails furiously. Barely even able to hold his own weight up now, suffering deep wounds across the almost the entirety of his body, and that'll
I
take
would
us
like to
John-
action surge and stab him while I'm
Use
hanging
your
on to him.
action surge already.
Yep.
I did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't mark it off. I would
Otherwise,
like
that
to say
would be
that I
cool.
ended my turn.
All right, Chyna.
Chyna Bigly saved them all.
Ooh, with with her action, she uses the silent treatment.
I do.
Never
Yeah.
before seen.
She casts serious cut eye at Mardak or at the DM.
Mardak.
Okay, good choice. She
Raises the mystic eyebrow.
you
Yeah,
doing
I'm
anything?
going to go to those rag dolls, and I'm just gonna be like, well, they might as well watch the show, right? I'm just gonna set them all up.
Roll a perception check
Okay.
with advantage.
I'm feeling a little unloved here. I'm not gonna lie. It's fine.
That's a 20.
A 20. As you go by and you place your hands around the puppets and you pass between this floating pan flute, it again seems to reach out and vibrate with you, and the puppets begin to glow and spring to life. And as you pass through, the glow separates from you as you get closer to the puppets, and they resume their limp form.
Sorry, but I hoped so the puppets reacted when I brought them near the flute. Sorry, I'm confused. For what?
Seems
can you
that way.
clarify?
Seems that they reacted with your proximity to the pan flute.
Can I
the pan
grab
pipes.
one again and just hold it near the pan flute?
As you draw
Like
close
the one
to
that
the pan
looks
flutes,
like Merkesh.
as you draw close to the pan flutes,
Merkesh explodes.
as you pick up the doll and it's lifeless in your
Yes.
hands, and as you draw close to the flutes, the flute again seems to vibrate again against your skin. The glow seems to reach out to you, and the puppet in your hand begins to glow and spring to at least a rigid form, as do the other puppets. And that's
So-
officially the last hint you're getting.
No, that's fine. Can I throw the Merkesh puppet at the flutes?
It hits the flute. The flute accelerates its spin and returns to normal as the Merkesh doll flies through and falls limp to the floor. And after a second, skids back to its position in the lineup.
Oh God, I
Stationary.
don't like puppets.
One action. Time is
When
dwindling.
the DM is trying to get you to play the flute.
Our nemesis is trying to get her to play the flute. That's your turn?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
She ain't playing the
Two.
flute, guys.
Number 2.
Not that I know that. I'm downstairs trying not
Sees
to
that
die.
this is obviously a lost cause and begins to make his way over. 1, 2, 3, 4. This assailant, this Duergar, wheels around with Faerun, matching him step for step, stride for stride, and swings with his pick for a 22. That's a hit, I take it?
That is a hit, yes.
For 3 damage.
Okay.
As he just glances off of your armor, off your
No.
ropes, as you
No.
duck
I give him
Yeah,
11
11.
temporary
that's
health.
as you duck back, and it
Thank God.
courses through the
time
fine material of your robes. And so one.
I've only got one spear.
This Duergar takes another swing at Tamasin, and that's a natural 20.
Yeah. You might as well not even bother hitting it unless you roll a 1 damage. I'm going down.
He gets a +2 anyway, so that's 9 damage.
Yeah, I'm out.
As the pick, he pushes the bludgeoning end of the pick into Tamasin's back, and you hear a sickening as her eyes loll back in her head and she drops to the ground.
Tamasin just went down. I would like to rage.
If only. And D1 is going to make his way with his
He's just
companion
angrily
back to this
flailing.
cluster. 1, 2, 3, 4. He's going to try to assist here. And that will take us to the top of the initiative round with Ranquess.
I would like to move across the ceiling.
You have to go up. You went
20
what?
more
You went
feet.
30,
Yeah, he's
I went-
at
I need
80
20
right
more
now.
feet.
80. Okay, so 20 up and
So
across
I'm at
how much?
100, so across the 10, and then across
10,
the,
and then Another 20?
another 20 because of that, yeah.
Another 20 feet gained.
Don't be rude.
You're now, well over the top of this guy. And you're 100 feet up.
The
Yeah, so-
cylindrical
so
walls
I-
that are glowing for the thing, do they go all the way to the ceiling?
No, they do not.
How high are the glowing walls that are keeping Chyna imprisoned?
Oh, sorry. No, that is a dome. It's a dome.
Okay.
That's like over here, yeah.
Okay, so 5, 10, 15, 20. Plus the
Hey,
10 that I can move
Ranquess.
once I got up. 10. I'm going to dash. So
Okay.
5, 10, 15.
He gets rid of that.
I am at the other wall.
Just your 30, right, for the dash, right?
But he has
You just
Yeah.
get your 30. Yep, okay.
So I basically moved 20 up,
Healing word too.
the other 10 across. I teleported, and then I moved another 30.
But you used
That
20 to
would
get
be-
to the top.
Yeah, so his
20.
total is
And then 10.
30
And-
is 60
and then
across.
30,
Right.
And then the 20 is the teleport, and then 30 is my dash.
So that
I'll
gets
take
you
another
30
action.
across the wall. And then you have 30 across the ceiling. Because you only get one teleport per turn.
I know.
Yeah.
I only
So
took one teleport.
So he was-
My base movement is 30, so 20
Yeah.
up is 20.
that's the ceiling.
Yeah.
10 across the ceiling.
Plus your teleport, which is
First,
30.
The only teleport is just 30 across there,
Yeah.
and then I chose the dash, which means my actual action is to run another 30.
Another 30, right.
Yeah.
So
So
you're
I'm
going
across
across
the wall.
60 total.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what you
So,
counted?
yeah. So
All
I'm
right,
across
good.
the wall.
Good mathing.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what's happening?
All right,
I'll
let's
let
go
you
with it.
confirm what just happened.
I might have to straighten my
And,
tower out, otherwise I'm going to fall. But yes,
Bonus action or
no,
it's like Jenga holding Ranquess up right now. No, no bonus action.
no bonus action.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
your bonus action was your teleport. You can teleport as a bonus
Oh, it is.
action.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
you've already
right, that's
bonus
right.
action, so
Okay.
you couldn't even if you wanted
All right,
to.
fine.
Very good.
got nothing else
These are
I'm coming for you. though.
They are
Don't roll
stalactites,
one.
stalagmites rather.
I have inspiration. If I
They
roll
point
one, I'll-
up.
I'll
Yeah.
Yes.
inspire
Okay,
myself.
don't roll
Okay.
multiple ones.
Right, yeah.
More than one
Might.
Yes.
What's up?
So this is the idea. I'm going to.
Oh my god, you're right. Oh, why do I have one crossbow?
All right.
Not-
Yep. Let's just attack.
Tick tock, tick tock.
TikTok.
If you got key
What are
points,
you
I mean,
doing?
what are you saving them for?
What are you doing?
I know,
What are you doing?
but
Attacking this
I
guy?
am attacking that guy. Yes.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Sorry. Attack.
Okay, we'll allow it. You
Yeah.
got it before they settled. What'd you roll?
25 to hit.
25 is a hit. So that end's presence finds another solid strike.
For 12 points of damage.
Okay.
13, sorry, 13.
A mighty blow as he is reeling and obviously in massive pain.
Flurry of blows. 22
That's a
on
hit. Don't need to know the other
the
the
right,
tens
and a miss on the second.
unit. Or the ones unit.
For
rather.
6 points of damage.
For 6 points of damage, effectively ending this Druagar as your final blow comes in, boom, finding solid right in the middle of his sternum. He coughs up blood and spittle and drops to the ground immobile. You can
I will
remove-
now-
Let's take him off the board.
Okay,
Get
cool.
rid of him. Yep.
I will tie some of my rope around my waist
'Kay.
and use movement
Okay.
to here.
Okay.
What's the rope
And then
for?
my 10.
I will guess we'll find
I'm
out.
working on something.
Okay.
Do you have a minor action that you could use for this, or is that not enough for what you have planned?
That is not enough for what I need.
Okay.
Unless, no.
Do you want to tell me what you're trying to do?
I
you
will
wanna-
be attempting to keep us together, linked
Mm-hmm.
with the rope, and then cast darkness.
And then, sorry?
Cast darkness.
Okay, gotcha. So that will take an action. Good call.
I'm just
All right,
an
and that will
impact.
take us to
Yeah.
Tamasin.
Yeah.
Make a death saving throw, please.
What dice wants to try and save me? This one.
Yeah, I don't want to kill Tamasin on her birthday,
15. I'm fine.
but I will.
That's one save.
Highlight reel.
One save.
I don't want to kill her on her birthday,
But I will.
but I
But
will.
I will. All right, and that takes us to the
Save number one.
Ogre,
Does it? I think it's only lit up right now by the.
who sees Merkesh, and he is.
I'm hanging on to him right now, right?
Yes. Oh yeah. Sorry, you're right. You're on him. He is going to try and free himself from Merkesh.
That's an action. Haha.
That is an action, and it's a strength
Opposed.
saving throw, opposed by your
Acrobatics.
Athletics for grapple.
Balls. Okay, that's a 3 on
He
my
rolled a-
athletics.
He rolled an 18. As he
An
grabs
ogre
you,
is stronger than
throws
Merkesh.
you, throws you off his
Surprising.
shoulders, but you manage to deftly land to your feet, and he will look at you and he stumbles towards you, but you can see he's obviously having some trouble keeping upright, and he stumbles back a little bit. That's going to use his action.
Back and forth.
And ogres don't have much other than brute strength, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for me. And that will take us to Merkesh.
All right,
Your
Mr.
retort, your
Mr. Throw me
response.
off. You have a stab. That's an 11. 11 hits.
Hit the ogre?
That is 11 points of. Nope, sorry, that's wrong. That's bad math. That's 9 points of piercing damage.
Bring him down.
The rapier just punches right through his chest, in and out of his heart, like done.
Instantly falls backwards.
That would be much more murdery.
I am then going to use that momentum to spin around and then end my spin with a short sword stab at the Durgar that managed to, stab my Tamasin.
It's actually the
All
other
right.
one, but you can stab
Swing
him
your
too.
short sword as you wheel around with fury
That is a dirty 20,
and intent. That is a hit.
and that is the least amount of damage I could possibly do, 4 points.
Pink.
As you spin around with your short sword after felling the ogre, the Duergar is watching in amazement as the ogre falls, and he just looks at you in time to see your sword arc through the air and lop its head clean off. His head falls off the body, and the Duergar hits
That
the
was
ground.
way more awesome than I was intending for.
I like that my body is just in there getting showered with blood right now.
Yes, but it's a beautiful
It's
thing.
so nice, though.
And that
It
takes
means
us to
my friends are
Chyna.
killing things again.
Chyna,
Yes.
what do you do?
I have one in our treasury,
Well-
one in my bag.
He says we need an audience.
up.
We need an audience, right? More of an audience? Or performance?
Are you saying this? Or?
Yes, I'm saying this.
Speak up.
I'm saying we need an audience.
You have all the audience you need.
No.
I am your audience.
No, and then I'm going to cast a minor illusion in my cell of my dead parents.
You're morbid.
That's dark.
You can do one. It's a 5-foot square.
Okay, of my mother.
Okay. As you conjure the memory of your mother, and you guys see,
I don't.
You
I'm always
see-
unconscious for this
except for
shit.
Tamasin, you see Chyna turn inward, close her eyes, and a shimmering
Not
form
always, the last
appears
Duergar.
before
Listen.
her. Do you want to describe it?
Of
The
what
last
she
drow,
looks
I was
like?
Yeah.
Okay. So a gnome very similar to my looks, but instead of like long blonde hair, she has more reddish hair. A bit older than I am at my age right now, but not too much older than I am right now. Yeah, very similar to me, just different color hair. Maybe a little bit taller than I am as well.
Mardak, who I think we know who it is now, looks at you and he squints his eyes and he says, "A touching tribute, but nothing will bring her back to you, my pretty." Unless maybe you play, perhaps we can bring her back. Or maybe if you play, I won't bring her back. Your minor illusion was your action?
Yep.
As it shimmers and you look intently beyond the
She's not
illusion
playing this
and
way.
stare him down glare for glare, and that will take us to number dos, which I think is this one.
It is.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Not quite. He's about a block out. And he will use that distance to launch a javelin towards Merkesh
At disadvantage.
at disadvantage because he is poisoned. Still an 18.
I thought number 1 was poison.
18 hits. That was the one.
This
Oh, it was one who is.
One is
Okay,
poison,
sorry,
2
he
is
had
fine.
advantage.
He hit anyway, yeah, so three damage.
I take the 3 damage.
All right. As the javelin just cuts deep into your shoulder, flying overhead, reminding you that you're not quite done yet. And that will take us to the other guy, who's going to make his way around here. 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, that's it. That's his movement.
got it.
He's going to come back here behind this stalagmite.
Oh, he looks scared.
Okay. And that will take us to Ranquess at the top of the round.
If you can carefully move me
Don't
onto
topple his
onto
ivory
the rocks
tower.
that are right in between the 2 Duergars.
There you go.
Yes, that
Nice.
is exactly
Straight
what
overhead.
I want.
Clever.
And I am going to use a level 2 spell slot and cast Magic Missile. At
Okay.
2 of them at each. So 2 are going off to
Oh,
one,
right, 'cause
2 are
you're
going
into-
off to
yep,
the other.
sure.
So I can
They
flip
split
the
off
target.
and arc down into the darkness below, illuminating the cavern as they go,
So-
striking their targets squarely over top, causing them to shudder and look up,
So
distracting
we'll
them
say
momentarily.
these 2 are going to the ones closest to Faerun. So
Okay.
the number 2, I believe there.
Okay.
No
Yeah,
more
that's
I thought you
those.
were going to target the ceiling.
Numero 2 takes 6 damage.
Okay.
And number 1 takes 2, 3, 4 damage.
Okay.
No. The first
Five.
one
You did it
takes. No. I'm doing it wrong because of the fact that I added spell damage as a thing. So I've got 5 plus 1 plus 1, so 5, 6, 7, The first one actually took 8 damage.
8 damage.
The
Okay.
second one took 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 damage.
And 6.
Yes.
Okay. He's purple, right? Your missiles are purple. Arc down, cutting swaths into the shoulders, distracting them. And any other movements? Same
Nope.
put. Bonus action cantrip.
I'll bonus action teleport, and I'll teleport just back
Okay.
towards the wall.
Okay, sure. So another 20 feet back. So it's gonna get him. No, he doesn't move.
just
He doesn't
towards
move
the wall.
large.
Just to the
He's-
wall.
Yeah, he just. Yeah, there you go.
There you
Yeah,
go.
right there.
He doesn't move large though.
No. It's
So
still
he's like
20.
1.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's still
yeah,
easily 20.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I was counting 10 for some reason. I
Don't
know
worry,
why.
we did the science.
Yes, clearly not my speciality. Fine, over to you.
Okay. I'm going to attempt. Oh, and just for the record, each of my flurry of blows does take a chi point, so I'm not saving them.
Oh, okay.
Spending
hoarding
his
them.
resources.
No.
He's gonna take him to the grave.
Okay. I am going to. All right. I'm going to give Faerun's presence a close-up view of that Juragar
Okay.
for 18 to hit.
That's a hit.
1d6 is thrown. For 11 points of damage.
That's number 2, right?
Yep.
Yes.
As he shakes off the magic missiles and the arcane sparks flying around him, he turns around just as Theoden's presence is arcing through the air. Crack right in the face, splitting his nose, opening his face, and he falls forward dead instantly. You still have movement and you're unarmed.
Right. So I'm going to toss Merkesh the end of the rope.
Okay.
Hang on to this for me. Oh, damn it. Never mind. Yes, I will still do it.
Okay.
And I will make full
Minor
movement.
action.
Yes. And unarmed attack there.
Merkesh, roll an acrobatics check for color.
I do
It's not
acrobatics.
difficult.
Yeah, no problem. That's 12.
Okay. You managed to grab the end of the rope out of the air as Fine trails down towards the final assailant.
And that is 12 to hit.
That misses, unfortunately.
No worries.
As you whiff, he leans back and he just kind of dodges around the stalagmite that you're kind of jockeying around. That's your turn?
Yes.
Okay, let's go. Tamasin, roll a death saving throw for me, please.
Sure. Use this dice now. That's a fail.
Two failed
One-
death
no,
saving
one
throw.
success
Oh,
and
no,
a
it's
fail.
one success, one fail. Sorry, I am trying to kill her. Happy birthday. And that will take us to Merkesh. Now with a rope in hand and no instructions.
But I have
I know.
inspiration.
I love how I'm holding a rapier and a short sword and a rope.
And a rope, but you managed to
Yeah, you
coil
just-
your arm around it.
So I'm not understanding why I'm holding a rope.
No, that's fine.
I reach into the pouch at my waist and pull out the extra large bottle of the red liquid.
Okay.
And I, lean forward and cradle Tamasin's head up a bit, and then I pop the stopper off and pour it into her mouth.
Roll 4d4 plus 4.
9, 13, 17.
As the potent liquid courses through your veins and you suddenly come back to consciousness. And you do feel Saloon's guidance at the fringes of your existence. And you're now conscious again.
Thank you.
That was my action.
Bonus action movement.
I am going to use some movement to.
And I'm okay again.
I'm going to stay where I am and, just assume a guard pose over Tamasin, making sure nothing else gets near it.
Okay. As
like that
Merkesh
you
crouches
try.
low, this rope
saved
now,
my life
this
a lot.
silk rope, this fine DKNY silk rope wrapped around your forearm, and your rapier and your short sword in hand, you take a low defensive stance over Tamasin, and that will bring us to Chyna.
Hi. So, I can't perform in this outfit. Really, it's not very pretty. Let me just take a moment.
the end.
Well, let me just take a moment and I'll make it a little better. And I'm just gonna start ripping the sides and like making it sexy.
He looks confused and his grin returns. At least you're preparing for your union with me.
He's hopeful.
We'll get there in good time, Chyna. No need to rush.
Yes.
He handles rejection very well.
Yes.
No small man syndrome
He
there.
is a
Just
murderer.
real
Is that the end of your turn?
Real crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone's up.
This
I'm
Druagar.
not touching the pipes.
Everyone's up for now.
Turns to Faerun, having thwarted his original plan, raises his pick, and swings wildly at you from around the stalagmite, which will give you a +2 bonus to your
EC.
armor class. Yeah, he's going to stay there and do that.
Good luck fighting at disadvantage, you poison piece of crap.
12.
Oh, that's
Oh,
a
yeah,
miss.
and he's poisoned. It doesn't matter. 12, I'm pretty sure misses.
That's correct.
Misses.
Yes.
As he can't seem to find a mark behind the stalagmite, he's just shaving shards off of this rock between you both. And that will take us to Ranquess.
I would like to use the teleport to 20 feet this
Teleport?
way.
Yep.
So 5, 10, 15, 20. And I would like to use my action with my advanced perception third eye to be able to look at the room that they're in to see if there's any way that I could either disrupt them, get to them, or even cave in the room. Because I'm above them, so I'm looking to see if I can maybe
Roll a perception check
hit the rocks above it
with advantage.
with advantage.
Third eye, yeah!
Actually,
That
use it. That's good.
is a 19.
A 19. As far as you can tell, this is fashioned out of solid bedrock, and whatever is shimmering field seems to completely cover it end to end. The other robed figure next to him looks up at you as she sees you, or this person sees you making your way across the ceiling, and you see the hood drop back slightly, revealing blanched white hair underneath, feminine features, and a wry grin just touches her lips as she looks back down at the gnome who's intently focused on the center
hell?
and back to the center.
Was her skin dark?
And
I
it was.
do
Beyond that, it's just ebony.
That's interesting.
I don't. I mean,
And that will take us to... Sorry, you didn't...
Couldn't believe.
Did you want to cast something? I guess?
I thought
that's
the
just-
perception was my action. I wasn't sure.
Just to review that, I won't say that's anything investigative. So
I mean, not
Okay, then I'm going to use my movement to move me back within range. So right back that way if you can't
Okay.
find.
what's
In
remaining in
range,
your movement?
I didn't use any of it.
enough
I
to
used
get
I
there.
used the teleport of
Use the
20 to get
teleport,
there,
right?
and then I just ran back 30.
All right.
So,
You now see Faerun
I'm further away from
and
the
this
room.
Druagar jockeying around a stalagmite trying to
And-
find advantage on one another.
And I cast a fire bolt at it, and I'm going to use Tides of Chaos to gain advantage on the attack.
Oh, God.
Okay. All right.
That is a natural 20.
That's a solid hit.
So he takes 14 points of damage. Actually, do I add my +1 just once, right? From
What's
the
that?
staff. I just add it plus the
Yeah,
staff
it's
plus
a crit. You double the dice and then add
double the dice,
whatever.
add the 1.
And then your modifier, yeah.
Yeah, so he's 14.
14.
14 points of fire damage.
Okay. Fine, as you duck low, just narrowly avoiding this
surge on
slashing
cantrip,
pick,
right?
you see two fire bolts, or a molt of fire, just whip
can
down,
surge whenever
course
he tells me
around
because I use Tides of
the
Chaos.
stalagmites, and slam into the chest of this Druagar. It begins to catch fire and set fire to his robes, and he's burning now. His skin is becoming fused with the material of his cloak, and he's looking extremely harsh. And that'll take us to your turn.
Fantastic. All right. Well, that changes my plans a little bit. I will attempt to. I'll just strike his ankles.
Okay.
Right, crank. That will not do.
Okay.
A flurry of blows. First attack is plus 10 to hit.
Okay, and you've moved around the rock. Still a miss, unfortunately.
All right. Second is also a miss. Fantastic. All right. Full
Continuing to
movement
jog
back.
Oh, world of whiff.
for position, fine withdraws. And that'll take us to Tamasin. Now with renewed vigor.
Going to get up.
15 to get up.
I'll let you go.
Thanks. I'm not going to move anywhere. I'm just going to stay where I am. And I can get him. I'm going to cast Sacred Flame at that guy.
Okay. Sacred Flame, was it?
Yep.
Dex save?
Still dex save. One day he'll fail.
That looks like a fail to me if a 6 is a fail.
That is a fail.
Okay. Eat him.
Please take 6 damage.
You rage now, and you pull
And
deep
it's
into
against
whatever's
another.
left of Saloon's guidance, and you channel
And
this
kept
white-hot moonlight and you throw it forward with all your might, and you guys see as this arcing bolt forms in the air and flies towards the Druagar, coursing over him, extinguishing the flames that still residually exist from Ranquess's firebolt, engulfing him completely in white light as it shoots out through his eyes and subsides, and he falls.
I
Dead.
come to life and then I kill the thing. With a lot of help from other people.
But still.
Are we okay to go to 10:30?
Yeah.
And because I want to.
I do not
To
have
end
work
on a-
tomorrow.
on a good
I can
beat.
stay
Okay.
forever. Well, not
All
forever.
right.
Eventually, I'd like to see my husband.
As the last of the Druagar fall,
But his shit won't be over.
Mardak
He'll go out.
lets loose. No! I grow tired of this. I do not need you this badly, Chyna. I have ways of making you return to me, and perhaps in the next life, you will be more obedient.
Oh,
And he
that sounds
turns
bad.
to the robed figure next to him, and he says, "End it." And he turns around and walks back into the darkness as the robed figure waves a slender hand. The barrier surrounding Chyna and the plateau flickers and dissipates, but at the same time,
Only my giant. Only mine.
you hear an ungodly
Can I grab the pipes now?
Oh God.
He's gone. Now you
and a
play.
from above as descending from the top of the cave, landing
Did someone
thick
buy a
black
dragon
talons raking grooves out of the silt and rock below.
What?
Guys, we're screwed.
Lands right here. A roar bellows around the echoing chasm, seems to shake and reverberate as this black dragon unfurls its wings, hisses into the air, and with it, billowing green clouds spew forth and roil in the ceiling as it stomps around you
Can I
and
grab the pipes?
looks regarding you all. The robed figure turns around and
Guys.
withdraws into the darkness as well, leaving
We're
you
in so much trouble.
with the image of
I
this
do not
dragon.
speak Draconic.
I
Everyone,
speak broken draconic, but I'm
everyone,
not talking
roll
to
a wisdom saving throw.
No problem. I ain't afraid.
Natural 20.
Natural 20.
Natural 20, natural 20,
Natural 20.
natural 20.
19.
Okay, my
What? Wait, what?
18. 18, 19, 22 natural.
3 natural
Wow.
20s and
You
2
guys just got like
What?
pummeled by
We're
two.
warmed
Okay. That's because the CC crew don't give no fucks about no dragons. Bring it.
Unwavering, you guys step back as this large dragon begins to take form and shoulder and writhe around you.
20.
But you notice that it doesn't seem to be making a move towards you. And in your knowledge of the arcane, it's no trouble for you to suss out this parlor trick. It's clearly
Major illusion.
an illusion.
Dragon.
As it continues to stand over you. Merkesh, and you rolled a
19.
no one,
Yeah.
absolutely no one fooled by this trick.
Like,
Giving you a moment.
be dead
We've
by
cast
now.
enough illusions between like the
If that
five
was
of us
actually a
that we
dragon, we'd
know.
all just be dead.
As they recede,
everyone except me.
as they
Except for
recede into
probably
the
you.
overlook.
And me, because you'd say
down. Go lie down.
Yes, Daddy.
Talking to the dog. Our eighth.
You guys
That was
have
close.
to go.
I was about to
Okay.
go lie down.
We had the same thought.
So you guys just thoroughly smashed my illusion, so that's cool.
That's the
That's all right.
20, 20, 20, 18, 19, 19.
But you are now left in the solitude
Funny part is I didn't
of
even
the
need
chamber.
advantage.
Is
Hey, yo, no tea. You can come down now.
No, I'm good.
are those pipes still hanging there?
They're still rotating, glowing, imbued with some form of lingering magical essence.
Hey, Smalls.
Hi.
I told you that we got your back. We should probably get out of here now,
Yeah, I feel like yes.
as we need to get back.
Has your cage opened?
Yes.
Yeah, the barrier is-
barrier
Barrier's
is
gone.
right.
Okay.
Did the rocks open?
No. They're
Since
still
we don't
closed.
know passage of time, I'm going to take a chance and I'm going to pull out the wand and look to see what I see in the room.
I'd like to really go and inspect those pipes now that he's gone.
Okay. We'll allow
That's-
that, and then we'll do the detect magic.
That's why I'm trying to detect it to see if it's safe magic.
But before you inspect the pipes, roll an Arcana check.
17. This dice is happy tonight.
As you reach towards the pan pipes, the glowing residual energy reaches out again towards you, and when you're in proximity, much like happened before, the puppets spring to life. And as you take them in your hands, the puppets become upright, glowing, almost waiting.
That's creepy, Chyna.
Well, yes, and they do look a lot like all of you, don't
We
they?
noticed.
Uncanny.
I mean, if I was Zach, though, yes.
Ranquess, as you scan the room with the detect magic wand and the lens, you see definitely a glow emanating from both the puppets and the pan pipes. And then something else catches your eye. There's definitely some glowing residual magic from the entrance from whence you came. But as you wheel around, let's just take my fake dragon off
Right.
the map because that's fucking ridiculous. You guys did notice though before the illusion dissipates that
very
this
pretty, yeah.
black dragon had a nasty gash out of one eye. It seemed like some kind of characteristic, or it may have just been a trick of the conjurer to mark what they were doing. But you did notice that before it happens. Thank you very much. Thank you, Michaels. And thank you for the 50% off coupon. It might be something more dangerous next time. And as you wheel around to where the illusion
gone.
was, you see the rock face there, right here,
Yes.
is also emanating a glow with roughly the same amount of width as was here. Chyna,
So it's like a magic
what
weapon.
are you going to do?
Should I give him a
No!
What?
Wait a minute.
Did-
Okay, listen.
Did I see the
You
school
could play
magic
your
from
pipes
the
all you want,
pipes?
but if like I get controlled
pipes?
like some
Yeah.
kind of puppet, I'm gonna
Do
be
I see if it's like a
probably
safe
controlled.
magic or if it's like protective
Well-
magic? Because it says I can learn the school.
It
The
just
school,
I haven't had
I
any
believe,
instruments
would
to
be
play now for a
abjuration.
bit of time,
It's-
and
Well, I think
I've
enchantment,
been locked in
abjuration
this
charm.
dome, and
Okay.
And as much as I think we would all appreciate a Chyna Bigly performance right now, I think right now we should focus on getting out of here, getting back to the survivors, and figuring out how to get them out of here. As I left something very important to me with a half-orc boy.
what survivors?
Not everyone who fell died.
What? Who else fell?
Okay, give you the TLDR version of this. So, the whole festival fell after us. Pretty much everybody died except for 5 people we saved and left in the little cabin there. Hundreds of dead people. It was very traumatic.
you do recall this.
So yeah, but I don't know. If
You
I knew
recall
that.
everything up until falling unconscious on the descent.
Right.
into the
But
cavern.
I wouldn't necessarily have known how many people fell. No.
All of them, I
All
think.
of
Could have
them.
seen the entire field collapse.
The entire audience.
Yeah, everyone.
So this is my fault then.
I wouldn't
I
say
wouldn't
that
say
this is
that.
your fault.
That-
I would say
that's-
that it was unfortunate.
No, this is my fault.
No,
Well,
I'd say it was the
so
fault of the
let's-
scary, creepy man who
let's-
kidnapped you, honestly.
But let's take it the your fault thing. Let's put that pity party in a jar and put that on the shelf. We need to get out of here. So if Ranquess, you go press the door button.
I haven't told anyone of the door button, but yes, while they're having this discussion, I make my
But
way
hundreds
down
of
the
people
wall and I
died.
move over to the
Well, yes, because
shimmering wall that I
of a
saw
psychic,
through my
but you're
This way?
alright.
through my magic. Yes,
All right. Yeah, it's gonna come down here.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the whole step.
That's
I
a shortcut.
safely
Sorry.
descend.
Yeah,
down.
yes, you do.
All right, and as you get to it,
Not your
it's,
fault, Smalls.
It feels solid, but there's definitely a radiant magic emanating from
Okay, I'd like to use my third eye and
Okay.
inspect the crap out of that thing
it. Sure. Roll a perception check.
at advantage. Third eye
With
advantage.
advantage, yes.
Sweet.
What is it? Was it 1 hour?
You
Yeah, I
read
think-
it. Yeah, I believe it's 1 hour.
Yeah, just double check.
So,
It's still active either way, but
and this is what? Wisdom? So, 14.
14.
Yes.
Minute.
Minute.
Third eye, 1 minute.
So
Okay,
it ended at the end of
like
combat
that,
then,
yeah.
essentially.
Right. Either way, we'll allow for this in this case. You don't see anything, any kind of trigger or anything, but it does feel similar to another wall that you encountered that was conjured by magic way back in the sewers of Hillsfar. Similar composition, magically speaking.
Okay.
That's right.
Wait, you mean like the rock that we needed a keystone for? Like that rock?
It's a conversation for you guys to have.
I'm not up there. Sorry.
It's more like
no,
the rock
'cause the
wall
keys,
that
yeah, it's probably
Jin
the one
conjured.
exactly. It's a magical.
It's a stone wall.
I'm going to spend some time while they're discussing our next moves. I'm going to
I have
spend
to
some
stay.
time trying to look at this wall to figure out how to
sorry.
open it.
Sorry, Chyna, what did you say?
I have to stay.
What do you mean
Stay
you have to stay?
here in this place in time.
Well, not in this room, but I have to stay down here.
Yeah, that's not happening.
So who were the people that were like on the ledge? Like friends of yours?
Well, no, I wouldn't. I don't know who the tall one was, as far as I knew.
But the other one?
Well, yeah, that would be the guy I told you about that time who killed my family in the village. And
I'm sorry, I nearly died to
What?
get you out of his custody, and now you're not going to even share who he is and why he would steal you away?
well,
You know what? Then that's
Yeah.
fine. I'll go
I-
help
Start
the
talking.
I
survivors.
think it's time you tell everyone what's going on.
So-
And do it slower than last time.
so, funny thing, my family is they're royal, I guess you could say, in like the sense of a gnomage lineage type thing. And
All right, gnome princess, we got it.
all right. So, and my last name's not really Bigly. It's Little Night. So, anyways, he came and like killed everyone in my well, I don't know actually how many people he killed, which is why I need to stay, because there might be people from my village here still, but my parents are dead. He did kill them. And then I became a bard and I went around and then I met you guys, and because I found out he was following me, and then I happened upon you guys, and I actually been really trying not to tell you guys and kind of get away so that this wouldn't happen, and then it did happen, and all these other people are dead.
Why didn't you tell us?
Well, actually, I didn't tell you in case something like this would happen.
Well, that backfired spectacularly, didn't
Oh,
it?
yes.
Okay, so we get that you'd want to stay down here. That makes sense, Your Majesty.
No. Oh, jeez, God, no.
However,
Please don't. Please don't.
I'm not gonna bow or anything.
Well, wouldn't want you to. Please don't even refer to me. No, I don't. I grew up in a bar.
Okay, that works for me. We'll help you get to the root of this, but again, there are some survivors that we need to get to the surface, as we cannot leave them down here.
Agreed.
And going forward, no more secrets,
Oh,
Yeah,
everybody
if-
has
or you will not
secrets.
get any more of my help.
Well, we didn't ask for your help in the first place.
We're all on the same team here, kids. Let's not fight. So I'm gonna call up to No T. Do you see it
I'm
open
down.
the door?
I'm down. I'm at the door.
Oh, you're at the door.
I've been like figuring out the door. So while you guys are having a conversation, I'm just yelling over my shoulder while figuring out how to open this door.
There's something here. Roll an
Yeah.
investigation check for
You
me.
got it.
Investigation is what? Intelligence? 14.
Okay. You do find that, like, as you're kind of recalling the last conjured stone wall that you experienced, and you were working your way around it, and you do hear the hollow sound behind where the conjured stone wall begins.
Okay. I would like to start using magic to chip away on the outsides of where that magic is, so that I can actually just carve the stone and get my way
Do you have
in.
anything that would allow you to target an object or create
Firebolt.
force?
Firebolt, you can
Firebolt?
target anything.
Okay. You see Ranquess start to tap around this stone formation and then step back and begin to conjure motes again in his hands and launch a firebolt towards the wall. Go ahead and roll an attack roll and your damage roll. It's going to hit. It's just a matter of what the capacity is of that impact.
18 for the attack roll.
Okay.
18
and-
plus 6, so 24.
Oh, 24, yeah, true. And that is 4
Okay.
points of damage.
As a mote strikes the wall, you see pieces of the wall begin to splinter off. A small divot being created. Definitely taking some damage.
I think I found a way through if you guys wish to give me a hand.
How about the people back the way we came? Can we open that door as well?
We
Yeah,
came
so-
we
well-
came through that way, and we knew that was the only path other than that little hole of the spiders, so I think we best press forward to be able to
And come back down from the
find
surface?
to find any more.
So how are we taking these survivors
Okay,
back?
so while everyone's trying to work with the magic, I'm gonna pick up one of these picks that one of these jackasses had and start hammering at the wall back to where we came.
Okay. Okay. Make your way. Merkesh grabs a pick and begins to go back and work on the other door.
I gotta get back to that kid.
Roll an attack.
Come on, be a 20. It's 12 plus my attack bonus 17.
Roll 1d8 plus your strength
Plus my strength,
plus
that's
your
0.
proficiency because you're a fighter.
Oh. So, yeah.
Oh no, sorry, no, it's just plus your
I
strength.
rolled 1 with my strength modifier.
Okay.
It's 0.
As Merkesh begins to laboriously chip away
You shouldn't hurt yourself
at
this
the
time.
stone where you guys entered
Usually when you
through.
kick walls,
Tamasin,
you hurt
fine.
yourself.
I don't have
I
any
will,
options left.
I will help Merkesh.
Okay. Tamasin.
Sorry, the Ranquess, you want to go forward to where the crazy gnome just went? Or do you want to just have this open so we can come back and go to where the crazy gnome just went?
He's not going
I
to
would
us-
I would like to push forward because obviously we're not getting out of here with Chyna unless we help her figure out whether or not there's other survivors from her family and from her home. So that's why I told her. I said no more secrets going forward, but I am helping her. So I wish to break down the walls around this magic wall that it was put up and try and get through.
And I would like that rock opening.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I mean, while he's trying to figure out what the hell's going on there, like
some
I am
split
hammering
interest.
at this
Chyna.
thing with all my might.
I'm indecisive.
What would Chyna do? What does Chyna do? What do you do?
Oh, I can do that now.
I'm going to follow where Ranquess is because Mardak would not have. He's not going. He doesn't like going above ground.
Did you
Rarely.
grab the pipes?
What?
Did you grab the pipes?
Yes.
Okay.
And the puppets came to life. You're still on the platform, kind of
Yes.
having this conversation, of course.
I'd like to go over with Ranquess. I'm going to keep the pipes with me.
Okay.
Do my
You hold the
puppets
pipes,
follow?
and the puppets, as you exit the platform area, the puppets go limp again and drop
Oh.
to the ground.
That's too
So
bad.
you make your way over to the area where Ranquess is working on the door. What do you do?
Well, what do you need to? We need to get this open. Is that what we're doing?
Anything you have that can break the stone along the sides of this.
My thunder wave do that?
Yep.
Should I stand back?
Yeah, probably.
It's gonna be loud.
I'm standing back, and
Yes,
I
you just stand
I
back.
kind of tell Tamasin you should
I'm gonna just.
come with
Chyna
me.
has had enough,
Yeah.
and with
So I move
intent, she
myself as well.
strolls up to the stone wall where the radiant magic energy was shimmering. And what do you do to cast Thunderwave?
I believe it's just 2d8.
You conjure. No, I mean like narratively.
Oh, narratively?
Yeah.
What do I do?
You just
I
begin to conjure
just
this.
yell.
Okay.
I just yell.
As she summons, you see the arrow around her begin to swirl and wham, outward as rippling concussive waves echo throughout the entirety of the cavern. And what should have happened if a real dragon landed, the rock begins to crumble from the top and fall with the might of this blast. Roll your damage.
5.
Okay. As it pushes a concussive blow inward, where Ranquess had already taken some meat out of the wall, and pushes a small hole through, and you see a sucking motion as the dust just begins to settle on either side of this now hole formed in the rock wall.
I mean, I can probably fit through.
It's about 5 feet wide.
Oh, yeah, I
fit
can
through as well.
definitely fit through.
Yeah.
Through
we
it,
both
as your
can.
dark vision begins to hone in, you see a small spiraling stairway leading, like crude, rough carved stone leading inward and around, and a slight incline.
All right. Well, this is going up.
I go up the stairs to investigate.
Okay? Because they're still working on the rock
Still
wall.
working on it, man. Gotta get
Heading
through there.
up.
I'll come help.
Okay. Split as the party. Half the party goes to work on the wall. Fine. What are you using to work on this rock wall?
I was going to use, Faerun's presence is
Okay.
my best bet.
Go ahead and roll an attack.
25 to hit.
Roll a damage.
Sorry, on the mic. for 11 points of damage.
Okay, as you begin to chisel away and chip away, creating a split down the rock. And as you're walking over Tamasin, the rock begins to split and crumble and fall away, leading back into the trail that you came in from.
Sounds of the Underdark.
So
It's open.
It's open. I'm gonna call out back to Smalls and No T and be like, we managed to open the passageway. We're gonna double back to make sure the civilians are okay, and then I will gladly stab anyone or anything you want me to.
Are they safer there or in here?
We would need. I mean, they'd be safer with us, technically speaking. So yeah, I mean, we go back and collect them, I guess.
Are they going to
That's-
slow us down?
That's a lot of children to carry around down here.
Up the stairs, do we see anything at this time?
As you guys begin to, you're resigned that you're going to take that route. You make your way through the alcove. Both of you, as you enter and you can kind of worm your way through, you begin to ascend the stairs, and they start to climb into the wet darkness. And as you begin to climb, you hear. It's a narrow passageway that leads up, and you hear sobbing, muttering. Sniveling voice. Sounds like the one you heard, almost talking to himself, or some voice that's clearly distressed, that shrill, guttural. I don't know. I'll find them.
We won't stop. We have to go back.
Coming from upstairs.
At the top of these stairs, before I go down, I still have my wand. Can I see anything around at the top of the stairs? No magical presence?
As you crest the top of the stairs, it spirals in back on itself up to the level, and as you crest the top, you realize you've reached the overhang, the overview that was looking down into the arena.
Nothing was dropped.
No. To the other side, you see a dark, narrow passage that this leads into darkness. There's a soft glow emanating from beyond the tunnel. It's about 20 feet. And as you draw the lens over, there is definitely some resonant magic emanating from that direction, and a few stairs that descend down maybe 5 feet at most. More rocky, carved
Is that where the
stairs.
sound is coming from, or no?
It is.
Yeah. Okay. So we're.
Are you
decent
ascending?
out, so I just.
All right, we come back.
I-
All right, so when we come back down, I'm just gonna say with you, he won't ever stop looking for me unless he's dead.
That we can arrange that.
We can do that.
so we'll find him again, or he'll
And
find
he
us
did
again.
kill both my parents.
His time will come.
We definitely won't leave him alive.
Yeah. So I guess we head back to the tunnel.
Okay. You guys make your way
and-
back as well?
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
And
With-
you're
with-
able to lead us back where we came from, right?
Yes. Yeah.
With probably the last what?
Well, even if we take a wrong turn, you'll still
the
get us where
last
we got.
minute or
Right.
two of the thing that I've cast. Could I look down that spider, that little tunnel that I cast the firebolt down?
Can
Just
you
to see
look
if
down it?
Look down that tunnel where I cast the firebolt that actually scattered like the little spiders and got rid of the web.
Oh, right, as you go back.
Yeah.
right.
As I go past it again, I just want to look down and see if there's anything maybe on the other side that might be of interest. And
Not necessarily. There's just like a faint echo of a wind carrying through the burnt tendrils of webbing.
okay,
But you can see that the dense webbing has begun to, well, the webbing has, some of the webbing has reappeared.
yeah, and I see no
Seems to have
magic
been
through
put
there,
back.
right?
No.
Okay, all right. Just figured I'd look.
Okay.
Well, I
But
had it
the
already
sound
cast.
of
I figured
wind?
why not?
Do you think maybe that's another exit? Or
There's
an
no,
exit?
no, it's like barely even, it's just like if you were to walk by in the draft that you create.
Oh, okay.
Down here, there is thick, dead silence, barely a gust of wind. Occasionally, you hear the odd, out-of-place drip of water somewhere in the far distance. And the air is arid, it's dry, it almost sucks the moisture out of your skin because you're so deep and there's no real natural water, or certainly not much, around where you've been.
So we make our way back in our same general order. And
Yeah.
Merkesh,
Yeah, so
Tamasin,
1, 2,
Chyna,
3,
myself.
4, 5, yeah.
Now with Chyna in tow, the party reformed. You make your way back to the cavern. Roll a survival check with advantage again. Fine, taking the lead. Retracing your steps, not too difficult this time.
What is that? 12? 15? 13?
Okay.
Survival's 15.
Okay. So you managed to retrace your steps. You know the pitfalls. And let's bring back... Do we have the cavern map?
The previous map.
I think it's in the
Original one?
Oh, yes.
Gotcha.
As we're marching along, I just want to fade back
You guys
just a
mind
bit
just
to
pulling
get
it
next
out?
to Chyna.
Sure.
Just to rest a hand on her shoulder and just be like, I told you, Smalls. We got you.
Thank you.
Right here. Whoops. Where's my... There we go. Right here, guys. Okay.
Trying to take my bard.
As you reassure her. As you say those last few words, and the group returns back to the cavern. Who's in the front? Fine.
Yes.
Roll a perception check for me, please.
Perception. 21.
You notice more tracks. Different tracks. And suddenly you hold your hand up as you notice a small trail of blood in the sand. As your eyes lift, there's nothing else moving in the cavern. But you see, on this shore, there is a globulous mass, unmoving, almost rubbery like skin glistening in the soft light of Saloon's light. Here, face down in the dirt, you see a chainmail-clad figure, white, tangled hair sprawled out, framing his face, which is down in the silt, blood trailing from under his body and pooling underneath.
Damn right, Rookie got a drow.
You see torn materials, torn garments, and rough trails dragging all the way back out to where you are.
There was definitely a struggle here.
So is this where your survivors were?
So after he raises his hand, I'm going to violently and dramatically shove past him and barrel my way into the cavern as I'm looking for the amulet I gave to this I'm looking for the half-orc kit.
Yeah.
I mean, he's clearly important to me.
Roll an investigation check for me, please. Fine.
That
roll
is a natural 20.
A nature check for me. Natural 20.
Yes, sir.
You run straight to the drow, flip him over, and protruding from deep within his ribs is the dagger that you gave Ruki to defend the survivors.
A 7 on my nature check.
7. Can't really determine anything else from the clues in the area.
There's nobody else here.
I'm going to remove the dagger from this dead drow, and then I'm going to physically try and drag this drow body and throw it onto that oozing thing that you said was there.
Okay. As you drag it over and you draw closer to the body, it is almost like a squid with bat-like webbing around the circumference of its rubbery black body. As you throw the drow and it collides with the body, it slides in, it flips over a little bit, and you see tooth-like thorns emanating from below, underneath this creature. This rubbery, wet, but not moist skin flopping over in the darkness.
Cloakers.
And everybody roll a perception check, please.
18.
20.
9.
13.
Dirty 20.
Yeah, mine was a dirty.
3 of you, and now from above as you survey, you look high into the ceiling where the stalactites are hanging down, and some of them almost seem to writhe and shimmer and stop with similar black skin. They don't move otherwise, you just notice this out of the corner of your eye. As you look back to the thorns and the tendril, you can see bits of black flesh and white hair entangled in the tendrils and tentacles of this being that you've never seen before. You look to one another.
Watch out. That thing that's on the ground, I think those things that are moving on the ceiling are the same thing. We need to get out of here.
Let's leave.
Fine, are you able to follow the trail of these new tracks?
I will give it my best shot.
Okay.
Oh, this just became a rescue mission again. Huzzah.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, we
already
got to get
going
my
to be
amulet
in-
back.
and
I mean,
it
get the
was-
kid. We got to save the people.
And it was already going to
Survival?
be in.
Survival?
Survival with advantage. And as you hear now the familiar
11.
drip drops of the water body in this cavern, 11,
Yes.
you begin to turn and intently make your way back into the caverns following this new set of tracks. And it guides you again deeper into the cavern. There are only two ways, the one way that wheels you back to the cavern and the left that takes you back to your former position.
Right.
Had to go through the spider hole.
We're going to the
I would
cavern.
believe so as well.
As you cross past the spider tunnel or the web tunnel, the funnel web, back out to through the razor sharp walls. Everybody roll a d4 as you navigate your way back through there, following these tracks, leading down the only path that exists.
4.
3.
2.
2.
Sorry, did I ask you to roll a d4? I'm
Yes.
sorry. That's not how this works.
D20.
Everybody takes 1 point of damage. You can't save for half of that, so...
Oh.
As you feel the rocky, sharp shards pulling and shredding at your clothing, and we'll pull the
Pull
we
the.
will pull the
10:30.
tokens, and I'm gonna go. I think 2 maps deep.
Actually, before you reveal the next map, I mean, it's 10:30. Did you want to?
Yep. No, we're good.
Okay.
And
Some of us made it.
no, sorry, one more deep.
I
Learned
always
that
fail my
one too.
dex check.
Yeah, there you go.
Does anyone
Point
survive?
for effort.
No.
China's
Just
still
trying to
up.
survive.
And as you crest through,
She's like a weeble wobble.
Wait, over here.
She just won't fall down.
Go ahead,
Should we build some bubbles?
as you crest through on this side, coming out of the tunnel, it opens up into a wide chasm. Your voices echo around the chasm, even quietly as you creep through this narrow passage. And on the other side of the bridge, you see 5 more figures, all clad in pitch black armaments, pitch black blades drawn, and pikes held at the ready. And in their center, let's put these on the other side of the bridge. These are black-skinned, white-haired drow warriors flanking this side of the bridge, side by side here. And in their center, you see a dark, shrouded, robed figure who steps forward. Turn her this way, just for color.
I let her
Facing-
face that.
facing
Face
that way.
us.
Facing that
Facing
Yeah,
you
turn
guys.
her. One,
Nope.
No.
No.
that's
That's
her
her.
ponytail.
She's turning away, and casually over her shoulder, she draws back her hood, and she regards you as you enter the chamber.
Do we recognize her?
You and we have business to discuss.
What sort of business would we have?
Is she talking? Are you talking to?
She addresses you from
In
across the
common?
chasm.
In common?
In common, yes.
What type of business and with who?
You have created both an opportunity and a challenge today. There is more to our story, and the gnome is of no use to us in his current condition. We require recompense, and we will need you to fill a particular function.
Well, before we discuss that function, there is the small matter of a half-orc boy that was taken.
There is a good chance that we may be able to help you with that. However, surface dwellers are so rare and so
Violent?
valuable.
Oh. Violent.
Violence is really not a problem for us.
What
Follow
you have in
me.
mind.
And she turns and begins to walk down the path, and you hear footsteps emerging from the sides of you here and here as 4 more figures emerge from the darkness. Black-clad armor, weapons at the ready, and beckon you to follow them deeper into the Underdark. And that's where we'll end our session for tonight.
Nobody gets out of the. Oh my god. Okay.
And thus ends another session
On
of
next
Charisma
episode,
Check for
The
another
Revenge.
Thursday night, as the plot thickens and the characters are drawn deeper into the tendrils of a story that they have yet to unravel. Guys, thanks very much for joining us tonight. Happy gaming, checkmates. Be good to one another, and we'll see you next Thursday right here on Shambazzle Games for another episode of Charisma Check. Good night.